Okay, the live stream should be starting up soon. Please give a moment, make sure everything is set on up. Looks like, okay, disable the OBS stream or the not stream preview to save some resources. Let's update the thumbnail. YouTube's going good. Twitter is going good. Kick is going. Twitch appears to be going. Rumble appears to be going. Let me check my other computer. Please give me another moment. Yep, looks like the live stream on my other computer appears to be going fine. Now let's go ahead and find a replay. 17 minutes, a little bit short. 22 minutes. This could be a good startup game. Warm-up game, I should say. First stream of the day. Gonna be a little bit out of it. Then again, what am I not in it? I can't speak. Like I said, I need a bit of a warm-up. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another HPowers 4 replay. Spawn on the bottom left side is the Blue Molians, we have 3D Cat. Spawn on the top side is the Yellow Delhi Sultanate, we have Lucifero and N. I was supposed to try to minimize fast forward in the beginning part of the game, so I'm going to try that. I'm just going to do it ×2, since it's a little bit of the slower part of the game of where talking about what each composition would be like. Delhi Sultanate, they of course get free research, as well as able to deploy out, let's see, elephants, and let's see, Ghazi Riders, and not Gilams, that's the Abbasid dynasty, so Ghazi Raiders and the elephants. And that is their primary advantage, if I remember correctly. And spawn on the bottom and the bottom left side, Malians, they do, instead of free research, they get a lot of free gold. They have access to a lot of unique units. They're a bit more transferable than most other factions. With a unique spearman, a unique anti-archer unit, a unique anti-armor unit, a whole bunch of things that sort. So sort of say, let's see, archers are pretty much standard for both sides. They do have a bit of variations, such as poison arrows. Ghazi Raiders will be effective, but of course this opponent can't go for warrior scouts for hit and runs. He could put on some warrior scouts to steal some deal with professional scouts. Tower of Victory now being employed at the field, which will allow infantry build offensive influence get opponent 20% increased attack speed. Pretty standard. I also can't remember what the other Delhi Sultanate landmark is. Got the Mansa Quarry. This is a pretty standard one. Gives you a selection either gold generation or free stone generation. The other is results in trade. It's not half bad to map for trade. You got good chunks of the sections of the map that are pretty well covered, so you get a lot of taxable income from the trade networks. But does of course have a bit of upstart cost, while the Silver Tree for the Mongols a little bit reduces the upstart cost. We do now have the Warrior Scout. There's some deer here. I believe that was him, not the Yellow Scout. It looks like Blue's going to either collect up some forest puppers. Yellow's of course collect these berries, gain out Blacksmith in order to get out that early research. Now this guy's going any from military research at the moment just yet. We don't see a stable yet here either, so looks like both sides a bit of eco phase. So since neither side's deploying any sort of military units, let's fast forward a little bit faster. We do have cattle ranchers now being put on the field. He's really eyeing the push economy. His opponent is deploying out archers now, so it looks like the yellow's eyeing for a bit of aggression with the improved archers with the Tower of Victory. A regular scout does spot these archers being employed on the field. Blue will need an eye for a deployment. There is a yellow scout here for spawning for yellow. We got a good number of these cows being employed on the field. Maybe going a little bit too heavy in these cattle ranches. He is collecting up these forest puffers here. A couple of deer got pushed out pretty far by his opponent. Single archer now advances forward, not eyeing to get any additional units on field. This will disrupt the food income for the time being. He does have some sheeple here to collect up. Probably a good idea to now transfer over to that for the time being. And now we do have wheelbarrow. He does not have professional scout just yet. And more archers being put up a yellow. In fact, they're a little bit idle in some areas. We do have some of these scholars advance forward. Looks like he's eyeing to... Yep, got both these sacred sites here. Look at the sacred site. It is very safe for yellow. He's eyeing to pull out the walls segments around these sacred sites, and he's eyeing to capture them nice and early. Blue's scout could engage the scholar. Of course, he will perhaps need to upgrade. Right now, scout for scout. Looks like yellow does get some free slashes there. The scout currently does 1 damage, not a warrior scout for improved damage. And now we do have the warrior scout being pulled on the field. Warrior scouts have no inherent pierce armor like horsemen, and they have no inherent bonus damage versus ranged. So they will get some of those bonuses in when they get up to veteran warrior scouts up in Castle Age, but not in Feudal Age. In Feudal Age, they are a very fast, high health regen unit, perfect for hidden runs. With proper Michael, you can keep them alive pretty easy, and they can have really high health regen, higher than Royal Knights Chivalry, like 2 per second in combat included, while Royal Knights have 1 per second only out of combat extended out of time. But now I do have a Ghazi Raider now pulled in the field. The Ghazi Raiders have equipped mace. They're a bit more effective. They're a soft counter towards man-at-arms. They do hit hard, but it's a bit slower. But they're also pretty expensive. While Warrior Scouts are pretty cheap, we do got a decent number of javelin throwers. They do have, especially against their anti-archer, anti-range, but they have a lot of pierce armor, and they also do have decent range, and they do have decent attack damage. So they actually do put some decent holes into Horsemen and the Ghazi Raiders with their high inherent damage. For example, they have 8 damage with a 2.212 attack speed, while archers only have 6 damage, 5 tower range, and a 1.37 attack speed, so pretty fast rate attack speed. But of course, they can hit through the armor a little bit quicker, or a little bit better. Do now have the siege engineers being deployed on the field. He is able to pull out walls without siege engineers, and we'll get these palisade walls up before around the 6 sites, no problem. Do got Ghazi Raider just trying to camp this point. He will maintain a lot of free gold income thanks to those 2 6 sites that gain 250 gold per minute, which is currently about half his opponent, but that is with no tasking. This is basically equivalent to 2 mining pits fully built out with housing and mining structures, mining drop points. Guys, Red is not pushing forward, does find some damage there onto these villagers. We got now the warrior scouts and javelin throwers now pushing over here. Javelin throwers, of course, there's a good number here. There's what, 11? Yeah, 11 right there. They can hit against these Ghazi Raiders pretty hard. They do have 8 damage each, minus 2 pierce armor, so that is potentially 6 damage per volley against Ghazi Raiders. That does hit them quite hard. Though it does manage to pick off a cow there that was exposed. One Ghazi Raider does go down to the javelin throwers. He may want to take time to collect up the cow carcass. Up north, we do have now the warrior scout receiving a bit of fire there. Of course, it's that cow carcass in a little bit bad position. It may not be, it may be worth it to pull out a mill just to collect it up. But now we've got the town center. It does take out a villager there. Blue does have less villagers opponent, but it does have, of course, the, what's it called? Free collection. But that free collection is going to be dwarfed by the sacred sites now captured on up. You now have Compound Defender being pulled up with the Daily Sultanate. That's a little less common one, isn't it? Not really familiar with the... Yeah, that allows your... I suppose not that less common. It allows your infantry units to deploy out stone defenses. And all stone... and their emplacements by 20%. And does not appear to decrease the cost of keeps. If we take a look before and after, the keep cost is right now 900. Maybe it does decrease it. Well, I guess we'll find out soon enough. When it says 900, it'll likely say perhaps 800 afterwards. Contains defensive technologies that ignore building and age requirements. Now he can get the village fortress very early, allows him to use keeps as replacement town centers. Overall, it is slightly more. Oh no, it does decrease the cost of keeps. It does actually make them a little bit cheaper than town centers, but have a soul stone cost, which is pros and cons. But stone is a little bit faster to collect up than wood due to the nature of the drop-off patterns. Trying to get the convert there. It's getting close. It was very close. We got 3 Sofa here, 2 warrior scouts there trying to capture this sacred site. We've got a Grand Fulnari Corral that improve the food collection, food generation of those cows. Ghazi Raiders, now thinking about it, they do they do have a bit more bonus damage versus these warrior scouts. Warrior scouts have 16 damage, 155 health, while Ghazi Raiders have 12 damage plus 2, so 14 damage and 140 health. Additionally, they do have Sofas do have a bit more hack armor as well. So overall, Sofas will win out. If you get a comparison of costs between two, I suppose I can do that with the top bar. I keep forgetting that. Ghazi Raiders do cost 140 in total. I suppose the Sofas 180, so they're a bit more they are cost effective to gauge engagement, but they will lose in one-on-one. Now I've got Castle Age for the Warrior Scouts. And right now that's still Ghazi Raiders, not veteran Ghazi Raiders. Deadly Sultan doesn't really have access to timing attacks due to the free research taking an insanely long time to research. Warrior Scout not falling back will spot all of these Lancers. Lancers, of course, don't require additional technologies there, so they're fully kitted out immediately. Blue needs to get out some Donzun. Donzos are of course an advanced advanced spear unit that does have 1 inherent hack armor and has a powerful javelin throw ability. Javelin throwers does get some good damage there. Lance not charging forward. The Sofas may need to charge forward to hold them back. Got more Sofas moving forward in the field. Molly composition just needs more Donzo. Though it doesn't appear to have any spearmen, any barracks on fields. It's not possible at the moment. Down throws now getting some good damage down to his archers, trying to hit some of these villagers. Does have a total outpost here, being upgraded spring golden placement there. Looks like Spikes arrows against some of these lancers, not very good. Villagers trying to run around, avoid additional fire there. Blue is a bit low on villagers. Yellow's killed 12, staggering, killed 12 villagers so far, which is actually an insane amount. Spring golden placement does get deployed in the field. The villagers still getting hit. They will eventually hit the wood line now. He does, of course, have good food generation from these cows, which he does have 17 cows in these corrals. Blue's lost a significant number of villagers, and soon Yellow will have access to use keeps as town centers. He may be it's not collecting stone at the moment, so he's not going to be eyeing for any of that usage at the moment. Of course, cows can be collected at a faster rate than farms, but they do, of course, have a bit of a cost up front. Sofa's getting overran. He does have veteran Sofa research, does not have imported armor to give him +2/+2 armor. He still severely needs some Donzo. Trying to capture the sacred site once again, but that could be overwhelmed quickly. Imported armor now being researched. And right now, Yellow's putting out more crossbows, which will make Donzos even more effective. Having a couple javelin throwers is always a good idea, because those crossbows be useful. The crossbows will do bonus damage to the Sofa as well. Overall, the Deadly Sultan has a very powerful composition and very high quality composition. You can see down here, they does have like 50, not necessarily 50%, more like a 40% of value over his opponent. Up here, Sofa's still kind of engagement there, but he's getting bitten by a Exotic Doggo. And the villagers will shank the Sofa. He does not have the imported armor. The imported armor would allow him to take... Wait, villagers have... Wait, Deadly Sultan and villagers have 13 attack? When did they have that? I did not realize they had 13 attack. That is actually quite absurd. I never knew about that about Deadly Sultan villagers. Because see here, these villagers don't appear to have attack whatsoever. Must be a bug in the UI. Because most of the time villagers attack's like 6. You have some regular spearmen in one field, literally regular spearmen. There we go. Now they're hardened spearmen. It would take a bit of time for the veteran spearmen research. All 6 sites have been recaptured up as well. Of course, they will reset the 6 site counter, but it will maintain also excellent gold generation as well. We got, of course, looks like he does mix in some veteran Danzo. Very, very good. That'd be useful versus opponent's entire composition. Sure, crossbowmen can engage soft counter. They can hit Danzo at decent rate just because they do pack a punch, but they're slow rate of fire and no bonus damage. Makes it so they can fight, but not exactly are great against them. Binding Pet has been consumed. It will maintain the 96 gold per minute. Danzo's not firing away. But their javelin throws get some decent damage there. Good number of crossbows, but nothing to counter the Danzo at the moment. So Danzo, just getting more Danzo could be very useful. Sophos will advance forward, will not find that single Lancer there. They will see a nice volley of crossbows there, takes on another volley of crossbows there. Thanks to the Tower of Victory, these crossbows had actually really good rate of fire. Their base fire is like 1.12 per second, and now it's down to 1.79 or 8, which is actually, that's actually quite significant. It's quite a bit of a value there. Regular archers' base attack speed is 1.5, so they nearly hit as almost as fast as regular archers. And their DPS overall at this point in time will be generally higher due to their higher just base damage. But the Danzos should still be decently effective. They don't have any much Pierce armor at the moment. They do have... Blue does have a good amount of Pierce attack. The javelin throwing, I wonder if that does get both buffed by the Pierce damage. If it does, that would be quite nice. Adds fire armor to towers, walls, outposts. 10 fire armor is actually quite significant. It basically makes it almost immune to torch damage. Instant hits there on these barracks. Barracks are slowing going down. Yellow has a larger force in the field as well as a very high quality force as well. But these spearmen are an excellent unit in this situation. He does have a good number of them. Has a small number of archers as well. I wonder if he has poison arrows. He does not have poison arrows at the moment. But his opponent is playing a large number of spearmen, so they will be decent against them. So he has a good number of spearman archer against opponent's composition that should be work decently well. A couple of javelin throws, so far it's not a good number of them, but they're not going to be useful in this situation. Veteran warrior scouts will probably be a bit better against the crossbows. It'll be hard to use and get around the spearmen. Overall, Blue's composition is a bit more counter focused, which is good. But now we've got Blue has to engage, so that's a keep him on the front line. Got the spear now engaging. Danzos are inherently better than the regular spearmen. But Yellow has a larger force in the field and higher quality. Quality does make a difference when it comes to these Lancers. They can push a little bit higher against these spearmen. And Blue's is disintegrating. He simply does not have the force. The free research has been very important there, getting a lot of good blacksmith research, while Blue is lacking the hack damage and hack armor, which is allowing those Lancers to get, and Spearmen in particular, get a lot of good damage there. Not only they can punch more, they can take a bit more. Do not the Yellows keep the ball in field. Yellow needs to get out of Trebuchet if he can, but that's not likely possible. He's low in wood. Ball does not have siege workshop on the field either. Going for some more archer ranges there. He's trying to get a lot of his units he's building out does require wood, and these sector sites are providing yellow an excellent amount of gold income. We do now have blue. Well, it's not a lumber camp there, but it's in a bad position. Could be pushed down a little bit farther. Going for some defense palisade walls there. Trading some buildings for time. Can't make use of all this infrastructure. We still have some good food income to the cows and to the... Ooh, Mangonel finds a massive hit there on the archers. As Mangonel's probably going... Yep, that he cannot deal with the Mangonel at the moment in time. He needs both for Trebuchet and Springald, and he has neither. This is Andgrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. An okay replay to start out the day with. Let's see if there's any better ones. Let's see. Yeah, nope. And that's the one I just did. Nope. 23 minutes Chinese mirror. May do that one. I'm not a big fan of mirror matchups. Here we go. We can do this one here. Greetings everyone, Andgrade here with another HPowers 4 replay. Spawn on top right side as the yellow Chinese, we have Lucifero NN. Spawn on bottom left side as the pink Malians, we have new player. Let's see, Chinese versus Malians. Chinese do have access to the powerful Zunshnu, an effective unit effective against low pierce armor units. While the Malian does have access to some various unique units across both the stable archer range and the barracks, Donzan will be vulnerable to the Zunshnu since it has inherent hack armor, not pierce armor. Javelin throwers will be useful against the Zunshnus. Warrior scouts will not be effective versus Zunshnu's. They have no inherent pierce armor nor bonus damage against the range units like other horsemen. Sofas do, of course, their a feudal age heavy cav does have 2/2 armor, making it a bit more effective versus Zunshnu. So if he finds against a large Zunshnu, he'll probably have to rely on more sofas rather than the warrior scout. Though they do probably have to, he does have to heavily eye on the pierce armor research, but he probably doesn't have to rely on that either way against Zunshnus. And that's all I think about the feudal age possibilities. We do have the Mansa Quarry, which provides some free gold generation. Over here, we do have the Vatican of the Sun, which will help him secure up these forest puppers. The Malian player does, of course, have access to a lot of free gold generation. With the Mansa Quarry and the mining pit there, he will have about 150 free gold generation. Though it does say 160 at the moment, but it should be at this exact moment around 150, because this is 75, this is right now 87. Vatican and Sun's almost complete. Imperial Academy is going up as well. That allow him to deploy on field Imperial officials there without slowing down his village production. Scout does see the fire there. And now do have the mining camp there to get some small gold generation as well as improve the gold collection. Stable going up is very well. Orc does cancel out the stable there. Sofas and javelin throwers are probably what he needs to play on the near future. Most Chinese players do heavily rely on the Zunshnus. We've gotten more Imperial officials off here, able to cut some tax revenue, as well as supervise these structures, improving their drop-off. Got another mining pit going up. He will get some good gold generation. No military units for both either side just yet. And now we do have, looks like a mass cattle ranch. Looks like they're eyeing to be a bit passive, both of them. So let's go and fast forward a little bit since both eyeing for eco. I'm pretty sure these villagers are eyeing for our pull-out town center. And he's still in the town center there because that scout was in the way. And now he will build the town center. It will be quickly build up there. So not really close to those forest puppers. Multiple cattle ranches being planted there. This is going for the Grand Corral landmark based on how, yep, and there's the Grand Fulnori Corral. Let's see. Let's switch over. We actually pink there. I'm a bit curious about some of that stuff. He does currently have 11 cows, both cows inside these corrals. He can't fit up to 18. He could keep 2 outside of the, what's it called, outside the pens there to get a good food source as well. And we've got limestone or wooden walls there. And here's some, it looks like we do have some veteran Sofa, or just regular Sofa support in the field. Does lose a warrior scout. Yellow's or pink's eyeing for some archers as well. We've got spearmen being plotted by Chinese. He thinks he's going to be fighting against a lot of these Sofas, which he is, so spearmen are a good idea. Though he's also deploying some archers there to counter those spearmen. Does pick off a spearman there, very nice. The Grand Fulnari Corral does improve the nearby cattle's food generation by 20 per minute, which will give them a significant amount of extra food collection. You may want to drop off 3 cows in this area. There's a couple cows bopped there. And now I do got a big line of barracks being pulled out by Yellow. Archer gained some damage there. If we force him back, we'll have. He may just want to sacrifice the archer there to get the Sofa away. Does get a nice little charge there as well. Of course, he doesn't have access to a charge attack. Just has 20 damage with its spear. More Sofas being pulled forward. This is eyeing for some of his Donzin. Donzin are. He doesn't have access to heavy melee warriors such as a man-at-arms. He has an anti-armor specialist instead. But the Donzo will have inherent pierce armor, as was Javelin though. They are slightly better than Spearmen. Of course, they are slightly more expensive. They cost 90 in total, as opposed to Spearmen's 80 in total. Spearman will not kill off the Sofa with 1 health remaining. Probably a good idea to get a priest out, or whatever they're called for the Malians. And that Sofa does go down. Do now the hardened Spearman or veteran Spearman research up here. Hack damage now being pulled out, as well as the veteran Musafari body warrior. He is expecting Palace Guard. He is going for mass Palace Guard, so he's pulling out the counter first, which is going to be very useful. Sofas will not make a breach in there in time. There you go, does get the breach there. He's going to exploit the breach. And of course, there's this monk here. He could perhaps use a conversion ritual there, which will hold these Sofa more or less in place to allow his forces to engage. There's actually a good number of Palace Guard there. Yellow's not eyeing. Nope, he's eyeing for relics, not sacred sites. And Yellow's heavily eyeing for these relics. This one is more or less in this territory. Got this one definitely in this territory. He's going to be capturing up this one. And now he's eyeing for... not eyeing it just yet. He does have a larger military force field and higher quality as well. Sofa do charging force. We see some favor brace there, but now got the Musafadi warrior. They only have 9 pierce damage or hack damage. They do have a decent attack speed, but they do also get plus 15 versus heavy, so they rip apart Palace Guard. Spearmen do attack slower than them as well, so they are weak. Spearmen are weaker than Musafadi warriors in melee, and they do cost the same amount, 80. Imperial official does go down there. And we do got these guys now engaging away. He's now on the fire, town center fires, so seeing a bit of damage there. Starting to soft retreat away. We do now have these forces starting going down. The monk does drop the relic inside the monster in time. Very nice. Spearman do get a bit of brace there. Getting some good damage onto these sofas. But looks like he does receive a bit of fire there. These forces starting to engage away. And now do have these forces pushing forward. Do now have a clock tower nest of bees. Pink's starting to fall back with force. Pink does have a larger military force on the field. And Palace Guard is now trying to pursue these forces. Palace Guards do have inherent faster move speed than regular man at arms. But they do have, of course, one less armor. Do now have more Pierce armor being reached by Yellow. Very nice, though. One's not playing a lot of ranged units. He's playing some javelin throwers, more of a counter unit. But of course, I could allow him to sustain a bit more fire underneath the town center. Hack damage would probably be a little bit better in this situation rather than Pierce armor. Barracks being cleaned up nice and well. We do have the granaries going up as well, trying to claim up more food. Now let's take a look at the field control when it comes to gold. This gold is a large one. Either player could try eye it. This one's relatively safe for yellow. This one's safe for pink. This one's contestable, but more on pink side of the map. It's also smaller than this one here. Where's the counterpart to this large one? Up here? Looks like the large gold deposits mostly spawned on the right side of the map, which is not great for pink. Pink can still claim this relic, as well as the central relic here. And now we've got 3 clock tower nests of bees. Ooh, that's a lot of artillery. Let's see. Just the 15 cows inside these cattle ranches. He's not eyeing more just yet. I'm putting a lot of villagers on these cows as well. Looks like they're a little bit idle there. May want eye to help get some of these guys towards these berries. Or invest into some farms. Either way. A 4th nest of bee. That's actually a lot of artillery there. They will be very effective for the Mustafadi warriors, of course. Let's see, how healthy are Mustafadi warriors? They do have 110. Spearmen in comparison has 110 as well. Does get a nice spread formation here, but as they start engaging, they will tight up group up quite significantly. They'll try to eye for this forward wood deposit there. Does good torch down this going for a keep now. Nest of bees finds a massive volley onto those sofas. Trying to build up this keep there, receive another massive volley there. Nest of bees not being overran. Now these forces getting quite punched up. Nest of bees getting some great close range attacks there. Hard to dodge those. And now got the keep up and going as well. Pink's army's getting disintegrated. These Nest of bees have not even been touched as well. Ooh. Pink just lost. I think he had a larger force to begin with. I didn't really count how many forces there, but he got annihilated by these nest of bees. Yellow's also now eyeing for some more palace walls there. He's trying to claim up this forward wood deposit here, and then the safer ones will be, of course, collected later on. He's going a bit more aggressive, collecting wood. He's trying to play the long game overall. Rather than going for safe, he's going aggressive. And Pink did lose a large number of villagers. When did Pink lose all these villagers? No, Pink killed a large villagers. Warlord kills. Yellow has lost a significant number of villagers. Of course, been maintaining 2 town centers production. His opponent has not been producing additional town centers, been maintaining 1 town center production. And he does have a good amount of food generation from these other sources. Let's see. Let's just say 1,200, 1,500, so it's about 2,700 there. While his opponent has about the same amount as well. their food collection are very similar, even though the villager count's quite significantly different because of this opponent going for these cows. And that's the nice thing about going for these cows. Sure, it's a little bit of a startup cost. They're actually pretty quick to build. You saw how quickly those cows were trained. Sacred Site going up, very nice. We got a good number of spring goals being put up by Pink. Additionally, remember as well, the Malian cows are affected by the food technology such as horticulture. Research it. He's gotten no additional research at the moment. You can skip out on gold and rely on the mining pits, but his extra gold deposits, this one can be used for a mining pit here, but this one's probably his next best bet. In order to get us 4 mining pits out in the field. Over here, he's probably going to mainly mine this one. It's too far away from home. They're both in Castle Age, but he's not eyed for another mining pit at the moment. And he really should eye that horticulture. That will really greatly affect the cows. Even just get the level 1. Level 1 just costs 150, and that will increase all the cows collection by 15%. Right now, Yellow has a... Oh, look at this. Yellow has almost a pop cap, but his military force is smaller since Pink has a lot of free resource collection, making it so he can deploy out a larger military on the field. We do now have these veteran soldiers trying to charge them forward. They do have imported armor. They do have a lot of good armor, 6/6 armor, 195 health, 2 attack. Try and find these villagers, but these spearmen, they're going to annihilate them. Does have a good number of outposts on the field, but none of them being upgraded hand cannoneers. So let's a primary just for spotting. There are 7 clock tower nests of bees. Holy crap. Make that 8. And he's getting 9th. Why is he getting 9? That is a little bit overkill. But he's not going for the Great Gatehouse. The Great Gatehouse is going up right over here. He's trying to keep this area very much secure with the Bardic in the Sun and the Great Gatehouse that can keep him quite nice and safe. You could actually pull out some stone walls up here to actually ban it to... What is it, villagers? Up on top of the high walls there, away from these raiding cavalry. Cavalry could potentially find some more kills over here. This is a trading post there. He could possibly get out a handful of traders up here, just get some minor gold income. And this infantry, he needs to get these spring golds to engage. That is an absurd number of clock tower nest of bees. He could actually engage the spring golds with the nest of bees. Trying to engage the birds, well, does lose the nest of bees there. Finds a massive volley there, taking out a quarter of Pink's ground army. Those lose some of these nest of bees there. Does ban them on the other side of the gates. Could see them volley down some of this force here. Now the spring golds get overran. Massive volley onto these infantry forces, annihilating them all. And all the spring golds going down, allows nest of bees to overrun. Takes out all those infantry. Pink at this point in time, probably can't really go for cavalry. Palaskars are very mobile, so they can easily protect the nest of bees. And of course, they've got the spearmen are affect cavalry, so they can't just overrun the spring golds. So spring golds, or not spring golds, nest of bees. The spring golds were a good item. It needs... Regular archers won't do it. There's too many nest of bees here. He may want to engage with mangonels to annihilate his opponent's ground force. Oh no. Okay, he does split formation there. But even then, that is enough to even decimate split formation, scatter formation. And right now the team is great damage there, across there. And these are all villagers trying to charge a forward torch. And with doing that, it's game over. Those villagers are annihilated, and Pink does go down. Oh boy. It all comes down if you could overrun those those Nest of Bees. I think he should have gone for Magnetos. I think that's the best item at that point in time. This is Great saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Just one moment, please. Oh. Yep. And clean that up, and on to another person. We could cast a Chinese mirror matchup, but I'm not a big fan of mirror matchups. And Chinese mirror matchup just seems like Zunchnu versus Zunchnu. The Palace Guard and the Palace Guard. Here we go, got some recent replays here. We could do this one, 21 minutes, a little bit short. I'm looking a bit greedy, 23 minutes, a little bit longer. We could do those two. 25 minutes, very nice. Got some custom games here, 29 minutes. Yep, we got some longer replays here, but there looks like between the same two players. Let's just do this 45-minute one between those two. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another HPowers 4 replay. Spawn on the bottom left side as the Cyan Mongols, we have the Keep Master. Spawn on the top right side as Red Malians with 1-0-1. Let's see now, Mongols versus Malians. In Feudal Age, the Mongols do of course have access to a couple unique units. The Keshik and the Magadai. The Magadai is worthless in most situations. Those all probably going to come to Keshiks. We are going to see a Spearman Rush. A lot of people like to go for Spearman Rush. While the Malian player is eyeing for the mining pit there. And this is actually one of the few times where Mongols' raiding capability can actually be useful. There's a lot of these houses here. They do have 50% less health than a regular house. So it makes it more easy to torch down. If the Khan could push forward to spot the gold deposit here, that could be very useful. The Malians, of course, have access to a lot of various unique units, in which Danzig is a hardier spear with a good javelin throw, very effective versus the Keshiks, while the javelin throws would be useful versus any sort of archer composition there. Does throw that the Raven there, and he may not be aware of the gold deposit over here just yet. I do have a villager being pushed out over here. He may be eyeing to put an outpost next to one of these mining gold mines. He'll start torching down this mining pit there. He may want to eye for this housing first. The housing is more likely to be torched down to get that bit of raid going on. To get that 25 wood and gold. Oh. Nope, that was onto the outpost, not onto the villager itself. He's trying to put an outpost here, which help him deny this. And it's not going to be denying a whole lot. Let's see, what do we have over here? Sheep being claimed. He does find a good number of early sheep. Very good. Does find a couple more sheep there. Trying to torch down. Does receive some town center fire there. Got to be careful of that. He really should have been eyeing to torch down this house here. He was almost had enough damage to torch down a house, which probably would have been much better. Is now starting to fall back. He has 4 spear, and now he's eyeing for the silver tree. The trade post is right here. If you look at the mini map, if you depose in the left corner there, they may actually go forward like this in front of those trees. So the trade may not be the best route there. To fix that, trying to chop down these trees would be a good idea to help reduce the travel time and exposure to hostile environments. And I'm not talking about these exotic doggos. We do now have these the scout push away down south. We do see an archer range here. We do not see any stables yet to get warrior scouts. He's eyeing for a large number of javelin throwers. Keshiks will be a good item against them, as well as horsemen. Horsemen do bonus damage. These are ranged units, so horsemen will do bonus damage versus them. Silver Tree still being built. Now throwing 6 villages onto there. Does have a stable. Does have 200 stone, so he has enough resources for a ×2 Keshik. Do now have, looks like veteran Donzo not being put on the field. Very good, as was the hardened Donzo. That helped him engage Keshiks. He's fighting against Mongols. The chance of fighting basically against horsemen are severely likely. Does go and stab that exotic doggo there. He does not get his hardened spearman research just yet. ×2 Keshik deployed on the field. And his dog is getting some bites there onto the scout. He's not currently collecting any gold at this mining pit. He's just relying on the passive income for the time being, which will provide him a decent amount of gold collection. 96 gold per minute. He's getting out this mining pit there. Does have some miners here as well, which will also give him some good passive gold generation and some active gold generation. More than plenty what he needs for. Got some cows being put on the field. Does balk them. Bit of cow tipping there. Veteran Spearman Research, very nice. Is a cheap upgrade. You may not have the veteran or the horseman upgrade to upgrade early horseman to regular horseman. But now these catches push forward. They could try torching down some of these houses there. Donzo does get some hits there. Got a handful of archers as well. He's going for a small mixed force here. He's not sure what the Mongol player is going for just yet. But Mongols right now going for archer, spearman, Keshik, and more archers, and that's going to be a ×2 archer as well. Oh, and there's a big mist rally there with the trader, and the warrior scout will spot it. Oh no, that's not a mist rally. He is eyeing this trade path here. I suppose that's equally as safe as this one here. It's just that not one I was expecting. That could actually, he could put the base, remove the silver tree over here itself, get a bit more collection range. This collection range is not all too great, but it should be equivalent to 1 villager's amount, I believe. A small mixed force advancing on forward as well. You may want to station, let's see, his opponent's going for sofas. Probably a good idea to station a couple spearmen along that trade line. It's something I like to do. I usually like to get a handful of spearmen along the start and the end piece of the trade if they're nowhere near my base. And that way, they get a bit of protection there. And so when it's inevitable that your opponent sends a couple horsemen there, they will sometimes just run into a couple spearmen and quickly go down, get ward away, get severely wounded. And if they try to go up the trade line, you simply just attack, move to the other section of the trade line, take the spearmen from the other side of the trade line, attack, move it to the original part, and pincer them. The spearmen will move at a decent enough rate to pursue those forces there, preventing them from engaging the individual trade unit. And if they do start engaging them, they will eventually be hit by the other side as well, and they will quickly be either killed or forced away. More traders now being put on the field, very good. I would still say it's a good idea to reposition over here. That little extra bit does make a difference. It's probably about 5 gold. Starting to pull back this force here, perhaps trying to secure his trade. Got a barracks stable, not stable. Going for more Sofa. Does not have the Warrior Scout research just yet. Nearby infantry, imported armor. Zalak Dago seen a bit of fire there. Veteran Sofa does advance forward. He's starting to upload some outposts here. This will give him a Yam network, which will improve the move speed of these traders. But the Sofa and the Warrior and the regular Scout does get some damage there. So this outpost will be useful for spotting this stuff. He does more to push these forces away, but the villager gets annihilated by a bunch of throwing spears from the Donzo, as well as some javelins. So now this outpost incomplete will be start slowly going down. It's not really close enough to these traders there in order to get the Yam network either way. Needs to get one bit more closer. I would say right around here would be plenty. Maybe around here to be good as well. And now I've got the Sofas annihilated. The Sofa's down to 1 health there. And the warrior, and that's just a regular scout, not a warrior scout there. You can leave that alone. Zalak Dago does get some bites there on the Keshiks. Keshiks, of course, can swipe it to get a bit of extra health. We got now some Pierce armor being researched by the Mongols. Very nice. Got these forces moving around, trying to find... Oh! And the wolf kills that Sofa with 1 health. First time I've ever seen a Sofa goes down to one of those. Got a good amount of trade there. We got a bit of engagement over here as well. But some of these traders will be hit for the Mongol player. He has not routed up any more spear in this region. He's trying to get on another Ovo there. Gains some good damage over here with his archers. Taking out these Donzos quite easily. Finds a good volley on that one as well. The Sofa's taking out a good number of traders. Looks like 4 of them have gone down, soon to be 5. I suppose technically 3. We do know 1 was a villager kill. Full outpost and a mill being put on field. Takes out a villager there, very nice. Now Sign's starting to respond to it. He is not providing enough protection there. You can't build walls, so you have to build out units. You got the housing for it, that's for sure. You have to go for more of active defense rather than passive defense when it comes to those traders. And now these traders are trying to go over here. He pulls out the market way over here. Oh boy, that is going to be... Ugh, I do not agree with that. Look at that trade route. They're not... This bit of trees is really interrupting them, forcing them to go around. That's much more dangerous trade route. Ugh, that is too... That is just too greedy. That will give them immense income for sure. Probably equivalent to 2 villagers per trader, but that is just way too greedy. That is way too far away. Sofa's trying to engage. They will have 2/2 armor. Keshiks have 3/3 armor. Sofas do have a higher inherent attack, while the Keshiks do have a little bit more armor. 145 health versus 155 health, so Keshiks have slightly less health as well. But of course, they do have health per swipe. Now, Sofas do attack at 1.62, while Keshiks do attack at speed at 1.38, so they do have pretty good attack speed there. So the extra health they get per swipe is going to be very important, but they're severely outnumbered right here. Trying to go for a outpost here. This villager may go down as well. You need spearmen just in this region at all times. We got total outputs going up. I wonder if that's even close. That could tax the... Can you tax your opponent's traders? Archers annihilating these Danzo. They're just getting disintegrated right here. Catch is getting overrun by these sofas. Does use speed over there. Does only have 2 catches here, but does have 2 spearmen, which is very important. Another spearman and archer faints on 4, but they can get easily overwhelmed. These archers trying to start a step away, get some good damage there on these sofas. Science Force here will hold. He could potentially take out that force of those sofas, but he will basically be a Pyrrhic victory. Cyan has a larger force in the field and has a spirit quality as well by far. Some forest puffers being claimed there. Does have an outpost nearby as well. He's getting out more outposts now. Very good. Up here, more outposts, which will provide him some good spotting. Sophos going around the flanks once again. He really should establish some spearmen over there. Stepford out being put on the field. That is another gold landmark. Mongols have 2 gold landmarks, which I think it's a little bit stupid that it's a little bit overlapping, but it is at least a good backup in case you lose all your trade. The Mongol right now does have a superior number of workers on the field, probably thanks to the trade. Let's see how much traders he has. He has 18. You have a good number of cows here. No additional towns set by red. He does have, of course, a great amount of extra food collection. I'll go for a Grand Corral here. You know how these traders getting hit once again. And now we've got the Grand Corral going on up. Kesha's charging forward. Does get a... Kesha's do, of course, have the charge attack, which is 23 damage. I suppose these sofas just 16 damage. Got an arrow slit here. That's not really that useful. It actually see 100 gold cheese. In comparison, if you do it from side to side, that's generally like 77. No, it's like 66, 6, and 6. So he's going to get a lot of gold from those traders, that's for sure, as well as a bit of extra other resources. Starting to torch down some of this other infrastructure. Takes out Spearman there. Archers push away forward. Takes out another Danzo. Now we're getting imported armor, veteran Sofa, as well as the veteran Danzo research. These archers will hit pretty hard right now. They do have their pierce damage. Not much of other research right now for the Mongol player. Kesh is starting to go down. There's a lot of Sofa here, so maybe we'll get out some spearmen. Just a handful of spearmen never hurts. Especially to protect the flank, because he may just push those Sofas, try to hit his entire trade line. Trying to push on forward, trying to torch down this area. Does not have siege engineers, nor improved siege engineers at the moment. Now it's going for the Yam network, not the improved Yam network. We have some crossbows now being deployed in the field. There are counter units to the Sofas, which are heavy cav. Got a good number of Sofas here. Sofas do have inherent bonus damage versus infantry. Good try from the outpost here. Oh, I thought it was going to stop the outpost by killing off the villager, but that's one way to stop an outpost from going up. Got another outpost here. Upgrade of arrow slits is really worthless. It's getting some... It's just going to draw his opponent's attention. Archer's now getting some good damage there on these sofas. Do currently have 7 pierce armor. They're able to stand quite a bit of archer fire. Do 9 damage each, so this archer will do 2 damage per arrow. You have, of course, a veteran Keshik research as well. No hack armor for them. They could really stand to get hack armor. Got a spring golden placement in this one, but these sofas will be able to torch down no problem. Right now, the torch damage for the sofas are the same as the Keshiks. Spearmen able to hit these sofas are able to get some good damage to these archers. They do bonus damage for infantry, so they should do bonus damage for these archers. Keshiks now charging forward. We'll get a good hit there. Doing a good job of focusing down these Danzo with his archers. Keshiks now mix in the middle of all these archers there. Able to get some good damage there. Got a handful of crossbows advanced forward as well as spearmen. These spearmen will be very useful against these sofas. Archers and javelin throwers advancing forward as well. Very nice. We now have a keep being employed on the field. Springald does get a good hit there. Let's get a good spear brace there. These spearmen should be able to deal with the sofas, but not versus all of these sofas. Does have another spearman, couple spearmen and crossbows advancing forward. Does get a spear brace there. Does get some good damage there. Some of these sofas are actually quite wounded. More spearmen just being drawn on in. Keshiks, and got a nice force pushing forward. He's trying to mix in a lot of spearmen in this force, so it's going to be very useful. While they are inferior to Danzo 1v1, there's a lot more force here. The Danzo's edge is very small in that regard. As long as the Mongol player mixes a good amount of archers there, he's able to engage the Danzo 1v1. Does get a good charge attack there as well. We do now have the whistling arrows not being researched. The improved whistling arrows, which will greatly improve the Khan's signal arrows from 5-second duration to a staggering 12-second duration. And I put a lot of emphasis on that upgrade because it is very good. We've also got improved siege engineers being plotted field that allows them not only to pull out battery rams and siege towers, but also spring golds, Maganos, and traction trebuchets. Some of these housing out there. Sofas advancing on forward as well. Right back on off. Archers engaging, spearmen engaging as well. Got now the arrow research, improving the rate of fire of these archers. Only by 5 seconds, however, because it does not improve whistling arrow just yet. He had to use it before the research was complete. Trying to back off there, losing quite a bit of force. Sign does have a force of 80 versus opponent's force of 60. How many? Looks like he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All of his cows loaded up into these cattle farms there. We probably have season farms somewhere else. Nope, he's cleaning up these forest puppers for now. There's another deer deposit here as well, and these deer is actually quite bunched up there. And there's actually the mill. So these deer is actually very stacked up there because they're trying to go back to the natural point there, which on the other side of the keep. Got some Maganos being put on the field. Very nice. That should be very effective against the opponent's current composition. These sofas will find these traders unescorted or unprotected. These sofas could take out a good number of these traders. This is exactly what the Mali needs to get more of a firm foothold in this game. The Mongol player has a significant force on the field and it has more civilians, but it's still pretty even at the moment. So he's on the defensive there, and now there's 2 Maganos deployed on the field. forces trying to advance forward. Got the speed arrow there, and that is the improved one, so that's 12 seconds of very fast-moving infantry units. Able to pursue the Sofa for a significant amount of time. But of course, we got a good number of archers here, including Donzo. He does have poison arrow research as well. Mangonel will find some followers there. The primary counselor could be under fire. No battery rams here. The Mangonels do bonus hit versus buildings. Science force here. Mangonels do get overrun by these Sofas. And the Spearman not in place there. I think Science going to lose his force there. He's completely surrounded there. Mangonel finds one more fine shot there. But Cyan, his forces looks going to be cleaned on up. Trying to back off now. There's a nice little choke point here. The Khan's arrow, of course, has been worn off. And the Khan needs to take time to regroup his forces. He does have a significant force here where those Sofas were, so his reinforcements are nowhere near in this region. And it's going to be slowly whittled down. Which will stall off for some time. He's going for some of these mana arms. Mana arms at this current time are going to be a good item. They can withstand the archer fire. Poison arrows will still be an issue. But they can withstand the Sofas. They can withstand the archers. They can withstand the Sofas to a certain degree as well. Right now, I do like the idea of deploying out mana arms. The Khan does go down there, so he will not have access to any arrows anytime soon. Archers start. Most of the Donzo are cleaned up, so if he gets out with some horsemen to overrun this region, that could be pretty good. Most of the Donzos are now down. Got good number of crossbows here. Crossbows are only going to be used for Sofas. They do not have. The Maulians cannot pull out any other heavy unit other than Sofas. Battering along the flank could do some great damage there. Pass get some raid. Or whatever what raid research he has, raid bounty has researched. Man arms, of course, are not good in small numbers versus the large number of archers, but he does have a good escort here. A couple more and minor arms charging forward. Now the man-at-arms are connected to the archers there. Red's force is already cleaned on up. Does set light to one of those houses there. And remember, the house is going to be a great target for the Mongol. Let's see, he didn't actually get all that stone there, so he couldn't rebuild an oval. He doesn't have the oval here either. You rebuild the oval over here. Rebuilding them will not fully consume. And he only has a whistling arrow research, does not improve raid. And got all the secret sites captured by Cyan. Cyan does have 3 relics claimed as well. Veteran Sofa trying to get some damage on in. We do have these Sofas. We'll find some man-at-arms. Volley with spearmen along the flanks. Crossbows push away forward. We'll be able to get some good damage on these Sofas. These man-arms are just charging forward. Here's something what the Mongol player can do right now. He can get out. He does have siege engineers, so he can get out some spearmen, go on the flanks, and build some battering rams with them. Or even man-at-arms. They can at least hit those villagers they try to torch down the battering rams. You can start hitting opponent's flanks with battering rams, and with raid bounties, if you get that research, can provide you a large amount of income. And seeing how easy those, how juicy those mining camps are, with all those cheap housing that has lower health and a large number of them, it can be great for the Mongol player to get that income. But the Mongol player is right now losing a large number of this trade. And he's getting more crossbows here, which is good. It does not. You could use the arrow research, and maybe not really great effect, but there's just too many Sofas reading. He needs more spearmen. There's a lot of forces here hitting the trade. He's starting to retarget the test trade. Maybe just trying to go with the silver tree for the time being. Be inferior, but something to get those traders to work with. Because right now he's just losing a large number of these traders here. Does have a decent number of barracks here. He needs more spearmen. He has 17 spear on the field. He has a much smaller military force, losing the majority of his force there. And now, right now, he's getting picked off one by one. His forces are in a bunch of small locations. So are the Maulians. But right now, Maulians are simply just doing it better. opponent is playing some archers there, which will be affecting Spearman. Mixing Spearman with the man-at-arms, which is always a good idea. Mangonels deploy right there, and this should be a great time for those Mangonels set up and volley down. Here comes the Mangonel shots. Gets a massive there, taking out half those archers. But still got these Sofas here moving around uncontested. Some Donzo as well. You could lose the Ovo. And a large number of these villagers or traders have gone down. Cyan actually has down a significant number of some workers. Mauling players killed off a significant amount of them, almost all of them probably. Down to 4. Sophos receive a bit of fire there, trying to follow him back here. And now you have these traders all going down. He's going to lose the rest of his traders. He currently only has this single one right there. Man-at-arms trying to charge him forward, but there's just simply too many archers there, and this one will be poison death. The Mongol player does have a good number of siege units now on the field. Okay, these are traction trebuchets as well, so he has 2 Mangonels, 4 traction trebuchets. Has a good number of man-at-arms, has a handful of crossbows as well. But overall, some of these forces are not doing all too well. He's getting split up a bit too much. His opponent is everywhere, and he has trouble being everywhere. Spearman taking out these Sofas, very nice. Traction trebuchets now firing. It's a great volley there onto that keep there. He does need to get the raid research, I believe. This will really help out. Get some more as he starts to be on the defensive. It will get him some good cash refund. It's the raid effect is more of a snowball effect. If it gets going, it can give you a lot of resources going. But now gotta keep over here, now trying to deny this Ovo. And then you have to probably go up to this Ovo up here for a decent amount of stone. These men are trying to charge him forward, they're going to receive a lot of poison damage. Battering Ram hitting the Stepper out. Luckily, he does have a Stepper out, which will give him another gold deposit there. But right now, the Mauling not only has more workers on the field, both of them have decent researches, but the Mauling player also has a massive free resource generation in the form of these cows, in form of these mining pits. So right now, even though he's ahead by 31 villagers or workers, he is beyond that. He has probably almost twice the economy than his opponent at the moment. Right now, the Mongol has no economic benefits. He's not researched any additional improved upgrades, and that's the only economic benefit that the Mongols get in the long-term game. They have really no economic benefits other than free housing and that. The trade is nice, but nothing too significant. It's more of a style they're forced to go down since their counters do cost a little bit more, 150 more wood. Horsemen do go down there. You now have another keeping plot there, denying the trade permanently for the time being. He has a good number of spearmen here, but that's just too many archers for those spearmen to do anything. Trebuchet trying to find a shot there, which won't do much. Let's get a small splash hit there, I guess. He may want to use the arrow, or no, the speed arrow. He needs a speed arrow to get these guys engaged. These archers are just moving around too quickly. He needs horsemen, honestly, against this force. Sorry, he has a hit good in a number of Donzo, but horsemen will provide at least a decent counter and will be easier on the gold. Trebuchet now trying to hit that keep there. He has 2 traction trebuchets deployed on the field. Donzo are being cleaned up by the man-at-arms and crossbows. He does have to force a nearby tower here for the Yam Network, getting some group movement speed in this region. Does have Mangonel here. Sophus now charging forward. We'll find exposed wood line here. Trebuchet is now engaged in the keep. Very nice. He actually is going to put a large number of towers here, just primarily the garrison infantry away from these forces. He has 32 villagers here, and this will give him up to 30 garrison space. Those is a villager there trying to build a pasture. He has 3 traction trebuchets here. The Mangonel is not set up. And now he's going to receive a lot of archer fire here. Sophus is starting to push way forward. He may want to go for the defense arrow to make it so these archers do a lot less damage with these man-at-arms. Mangonel sending on up. Finds a massive hit there. Springald, however, advancing on forward. He needs to hit that Mangonel first. Gets a hit there on the Mangonel. Mangonel finds another bow there, killing off one of those. Got these forces pushing forward, does use a speed arrow there, greatly improved the move speed there. Now Sophus trying to overrun the traction trebuchet. Mangonel finds a miss there, and these forces are being cleaned on up. One traction trebuchet is still firing away, the keep's being repaired on up. Does take the traction trebuchet there, Manon's falling back, and Science Army does get cleaned up mostly there. Malian's keeps are still just 900, nothing too fancy. But Cyan, he needs horsemen. Villagers crank inside these towers here, a number of them upgrade Springalds. Able to get some good defensive damage here. Now, do you have the fourth of the HUD just being blown on the field? Can't remember what exactly that one does. Must be a keep variant. Axel keep, infantry is near the landmark, enter self for 30 seconds. And Muswadi warriors and gunners get first strike, dealing more damage when breaking stealth with an attack. Cognate Palace not being blown on the field, that will provide him some free units. That is going to be very effective, especially seeing he has a low population at the moment. And this will give him a lot of free units. It's one of the best landmarks in the game, in my opinion. I don't know why people go quite stupid. They really want all those towers upgrade of stone and never go for the economic upgrades. But this will give him some great valuing resources. The first one is a group of Elite Palace Guard, which will be very useful in this situation. Not only their higher armor, but their higher mobility against those archers. Get some good damage there. We do now have the Elite Sofa Research as well. Does have another mining camp here. Doesn't appear he's gone for another OVO. Oh no, this OVO's still there. I'll still say he needs to go for raid bounty. Once he starts pillaging down a lot of houses, it will give him a large amount of resources. This gold deposit's down to minimum, so he's going to need either for another gold deposit. And that is his last gold deposit he can easily get to. His opponent's also quickly mining up this one as well. He's heavily trying to claim up the gold in the map. The Mongol players going to be starved on gold. Horses will still be very useful right now, and they don't cost gold. It's unlikely it's going to get trade reestablished anytime soon. So the Mongols going to be starved dry. Though the Cognate Palace will provide some good units, which are gold based as well. Let's use the mobility arrow there. Allowing his force to move a bit more quicker. Does have the access to the network here as well. Apparently the Palace Guard can't get access to it. Oh no, can't get access to it. I just don't see the yellow glow onto them. Or maybe that's just the one I'm looking at split bugged out. Over here we do have these pastures starting to be torched down. He does not have a lot of wood, so losing this pasture is actually quite bad. He does currently have 16, which can support up around 40 villagers about. Magno finds a good volley there, gets a good hit. Magno finds, or Nest Beast has a good hit there as well. Malians now going for a handful of cannon placements. Blue's Science Force getting overran. He does have a larger field in the field. He even went for Bombard. And looks like these archers will be pursued to the ends of the earth. Banner pushing forward. Let's see, where did the Leopard out go? Don't see it at the moment. This force is being pursued. The lack of... Oh, it does get out some hand cannoneers. Very nice. The lack... Oh, Science so has all 5 relics. Ooh. He needs to go... He does get the Tide Barn as well, which will net him a massive stone reserve of stone income without the OVO. He could pull out... he could pull out OVO there just to get the research from the OVO. Raid bounties is very important in my opinion. That maybe raid bounties maybe his only source of gold money. He does get a 3 nest of bees. Another con deployed on the field, going for elite spearmen. His gold-based research is going to be poor, so the longer the game goes on, the better Malians will do it for gold-based research as well. And Kenny is going to be very useful, but we're seeing a lot of damage at the moment. Bombards are engaged, but they're seeing some fire there from the Mangonels. Bombard does go down. One Springald does go down. Sai does have a massive siege force getting an absurd amount of nest of bees. He does have a cannon placement here, which does have good range. So the nest of bees can't simply just outrange it. Nest of bees does have 8 tower range, while as opposed to Mangonels 9 tower range, which can outrange regular arrow fire. One of the nest of bees do go down to the cannon fire, which looks like it's continuing firing there. Sophos advancing down south, spearmen are warding them away. Going for this OVO here. This OVO has all the stone. I didn't see that one. He will maintain the stone income, that's for sure. But his gold is down to the minimum. Redeploying the Stepford out there, which will help him collect up his wood. He could possibly redeploy a... he has a bit of stone stored up, so he could potentially go for the improved economic research as well. I mean, he can go for the first 2, which will greatly help him out. Now got some Culverin support on field. That's going to be very effective for his opponent. He can't afford the improved Springald research anytime soon. Traction Trebuchet now trying to siege down the keep. Very nice. Does have a outpost here for the Yam network, so it has great movement speed there. It does get the improved movement speed there. Speed arrow, which will greatly allow him to overrun these archers pretty easily. So if it's starting to go down there as well, he's able to overrun these siege weapon things that movement here. They didn't have enough escort. And he does now have a Hui Hui Pow. The Hui Hui Pow is incredibly powerful. It is, while traction trebuchets are a cheaper trebuchet that are less effective versus buildings, the Hui Hui Pow is very slow, but it hits hard. It will throw trucks at the opponent. It will hit like a truck and throws projectiles as large as trucks. However, there's a bunch of elite Sofa on the villagers there. I did not see that. Science now down half the villager count there. And Cannoneers engaging. Palace Guard and Spearmen trying to respond to it. But he will lose a significant number of these villagers. There does torch down all those towers there since he doesn't have any other way to save them there. Apparently the prayer tent maintains the relics inside. And he will torch down this prayer tent, no problem. The relics will pop out shortly. He needs those prayer tents there for the gold generation. And does drop the relics there. Of course, it's relatively safe. And he does have to... He may want to get a monk immediately being built, get another prayer tent nearby. And he could go for the improved mosaic shrines there, monasteristic shrines there to get an improved tithe barn, greatly improving the collection rate from those relics. great damage there. It does use the arrow there to greatly improve these crossbows. These crossbows are now attacking at a very good rate, able to rip apart these elite Sofas. Springbolt being overran. Mangonel starting to engage. Cons, the Mongol player still not in a great position here. Now getting a handful of elite Magadai from the Konic Palace. He does have pierce damage for them as well, not too significant. Honestly, the elite Magadai from it, not that great, and signed us back out of the game now. Yeah, he lost too much. This is Anne saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Also some other replays from cast with him, though some of these were customs between the same players, but they were decent links. We can try going back to that a little bit later. Let's see what the other ones entailed. We can do this one here. 37 minutes. Mongols versus Malians again. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another HBars 2 before replay. Spawn top side as the blue Mongols with a 3D cat. Somebody mentioned the person may eventually become a 4D cat in the future. On the bottom right side as the green Malians, we have 101. Malians versus Mongols. Malians, of course, have access to a lot of unique units. Donzo's probably going to be effective versus the Mongols, as well as probably not javelin throwers. The Mongols, let's first talk about them, because Malians have a lot of counter units, to say the least. The Mongols have Keshiks and Magadai. Most times, Magadai are entirely worthless. They only are good in the Imperial Age when they're fully upgraded with improved range. But until that point, they're mostly worthless. Keshiks will be the primary unit the Mongols will probably deploy on the field. He is going for a spear rush. That's pretty common for Mongols. As opposed opponent, right now, the Malians, of course, can pull out Donzo to deal with the Keshiks. A spearman being put on the field. Donzo are, of course, a higher quality spearman, and he's going for the Saharan Trade Network. A less common landmark for the Malians, but it could allow him some good trade benefits. There is, if you look at here, the trade is right there, so it'd be a pretty good spot there. It's also helping keep his gold mining pit here nice and secure. This acts as a tool outpost, does have 10 garrison slots rather than just 5. It does get a little bit of arrows there. We do have now 6 spearmen deployed on the field. Unlike a regular outpost, this thing does have 5,000 health rather than 750, so 5 spearmen can't simply just run up to it and torch it down. Exotic Doggo gains a bite there. Trying to put an outpost here, the Saharan Trade Network does have 7 tower range. He is getting hit by the arrows from it, and he will win out in a fight between the two. Scout advancing forward, going to throw some torches there while it's being built. Very good. Getting a bit of chip damage there. We do not have Feudal Age being researched by the Mongols just yet. He's close to it. Just needs a little bit more food, so I'm torching it down a little bit. See if it stabs there. Does get a partially garrison up as well, trying to get as much damage onto it again before it gets hit. And could just back off the mining pit for the time being and let the Saharan Trade Network slowly pick it off. Without the arrow slit research there, he will have trouble reaching over here because it only has 6 tower range as opposed to 7. So give enough time, the Saharan Trade Network will win out. So might as well just get these villagers out of here. There is, the next gold deposit over here. A little bit exposed, and over here. In the future, he can keep this nice and safe. These are relatively close by. It'd be hard, but also can mean. Think about this. It can be easy to defend, but if he doesn't defend it and he Reese put his mighty pits over here. The Mongol player can torch it all down for it, and if he gets raid bound to resource, that could be a massive reserve of resources. He could try going way over here. He may not have that area scouted out. In the future, it could be easy to mauling defend all of his trade mining pits over here. Also, if the Mongol wins out, he can get a lot of income. It's the problem with raid in the raid concept. It's more of a win more mechanic. If you start torching down a lot of structures, you can get a massive reserve, a massive amount of resources. But that generally implies you're already winning the fights, and your opponent will likely mean you're generally in a better position in the first place. Now we do have the silver tree deployed on the field. Designed to pull it out way over here. Yep, right there. And this will provide him some great trade. Of course, the Mongol player will have to spend time to keep it secure. I would recommend put a handful of spearmen next to the starting and end point there. And that way, if your opponent advances forward with some cavalry, the likely raiding unit, they can be easily hard counter upon arrival. And they will say, oh, I'm going to run away from those spearmen. You can simply take this group here, attack, move to over here, take this group here, attack, move over here, swap them around, and as they start being pursued there, unable to maintain a good distance from the spearmen, they will be eventually pincered and killed. And this is one of the most annoying things you can do fight as a Mongol player. Have that single scout torch down your wagon, because he cannot deploy, because it will be inside the deployment radius. He does send a single spearman there to deal with that scout. He needs that spearman to do that. This means one of the most annoying things as Mongols with the Silver Tree. Have a single scout, just pursue your Silver Tree and torch it down. Mongol getting some random arrows there on these villagers on a hold ground stance, just firing at maximum distance. We now got these Keshiks pushing him forward. And he can pursue this angle, does have good vision there. Yeah, it's probably a good idea. He has a good opportunity, use it. He only knows about the Khan there. Picks off one of the villagers there, that may have been the wounded one. He does not have textiles for research. And seeing the lasers do 23 damage, and he had less than half health, that was one of the wounded villagers already. Good pick there by the Mongol. Silver Tree has been deployed on field. Spearmen pursuing the scout to the ends of the earth, which is over here. The Zolok Dog will gain slice, giving the Keshik some free health regen. Now I'm for a bit of palisade walls there. Once this region opened up, and there are some Donzo here throwing some. Actually, no, there's javelin throwers. Throwing some spears there. The Keshiks are a good item versus all those units. Spearmen trying to deal with that banner ram there. Very nice. One of them does go down. They're also wounded there. I wonder, does this game offer health regen like Age of Empires 2 if you get garrisoned up? Guess we'll find out soon enough. Yeah, these spearmen are seem a bit of fire there. It's now set ablaze. It's probably going to just fall back with spearmen at this point in time. Can't better see the spearmen rather to lose them to that battering ram and to the Saharian trade network. Now got a line of more housing going up to get more improved gold collection there, and now you can start eyeing. Yep, he is eyeing expand over here as well. Right now, Blue does have a force of 17 versus opponents just 9. Does get some charge attacks there. Does get a ghosting here as well. He does take out some of these villagers there, and he just needs to get farther away from town center. Nope, this tree deposit is a good location there for green. But does see quite a bit of fire there. Does throw this scouting and go there, and now it's going to take time to torch it down. This will give this Keshik a bit of good health regen. Right now, Blue has a mixed force of on the field: spearmen, Keshiks, and archers. A significant number of archers in that. Mongols receiving a bit of fire there, not being pursued by a sofa. Looks like that Keshik does go down. These Keshiks are in this area. He now got the Sofa's pushed way forward. He knows about the Silver Tree there. Another one's getting put on field. Need to keep a spearman wounded, but probably best keep them around here. Maybe get an outpost in the region for spotting purposes. Does have an outpost here, putting out 8 villager collected with these forest puppers. Got the exotic dog in the region as well. Now trying to break through these palisade walls once again. There's no breach over here. Scouting Falcon, however, will allow us good spotting there for Blue's archers. Green has 7 archers, same as Blue, but has 2 javelin throwers, and now additional archer. And Banner is now pushed way forward, will find the spearman and will be poked to death. Got the scout and Sofa push way forward. We'll find this outpost there, which will provide some Yam network, but it's more maybe eyeing for just trying to secure up the berries. Yeah, that battering ram will go down. We have now these cattle farms being put on the field. Does have this first food research, which also improved the cattle farms. Forest puppers here could be cleaned on up. Put an outpost here next to them as well, which also improved the trade network. There's 2 Keshiks here. Gets a charge attack on the scout. Spearman may be eyeing just to attack move in this region. May find this. Yep, they're on attack move. You can see by the red arrow. Does not spot that Sofa there, so he will escape on by. No more spearmen in this region. As the Sofa will escape on out there with minimal health. Does get the charge there, and does get interrupted by the trees. As Lance does not hit the Sofa in time. Oh, I would say there's a bit of breach there, but he does build some more palisade walls there. Blue has killed 6 workers, Green's killed 2, and thanks to the silver trees, actually has more workers spawned on field. Granted, these are more expensive workers. They don't provide equivalent to 2 workers, but they, of course, needs little attention and micro other than protection. And you simply just can't pay protection fees. Does have a engage the boar over here. I wonder how far a boar can be leashed. I never really tried a leashing boar. Let's get a good hit there, and looks like it's going to take time to kill off the boar there. A little bit far away from the ear. And the boar does get collected up a better rate there. The Khan does spot the Sofa. That's no spearmen there. We do have a decent force here, including a handful of spearmen. Ovo's now depleted. Let's see, any research here? No research at the moment. He could go for improved Whistling Arrow, which is very important research in my opinion. Archers now engaging. Keshiks can easily overrun this force here, and thanks to the extra health per swipe, they get a lot of extra durability there. They only have 3 Pierce Armor at the moment. They don't have additional Pierce Armor research there. Sofa does catch us up. 1 Keshik does go down, but good enough Archers go down. Over here, now we do have, ooh, some of these traders going down. This force is now moving to respawn. Not a lot of spearmen there, mostly just archers. Let's get a good hit there on these traders there. Trying to get this trade out of the region. Does have the Yam network to improve its movement speed. Now this force is being pursued. Blue currently has a larger force here. Now he's eyeing for more traders. He's really eyeing for the traders. The silver tree is all you really need. It has faster production time as well as just being generally cheaper. Got another outpost here, primary for spotting. And that Sofa or Scout does get trapped there. Hopefully Scopas looks like will escape onto there, but the Yawn networks in this region, improving the movement speed of these Keshiks to 1.87 tiles per second, while the Sofas have 1.73. Sofa, single Sofa, gains some good harassment there. That's all you really need to harass a trade line, just a single horseman or Sofa. No charge attack there. Got a good number of archers here. And he could have easily engaged that force there. There was no Donzo in that region. The Keshiks could have easily overran that force. Now the boar is being claimed up as well. That's just too far of a travel distance, I would say. He does have wheelbarrow. Sofa's get some good damage on this villager, taking him out. Now the Sofa does go down. And there's a large number of Keshiks here overrunning these Sofas, no problem. Right now, Blue's force is higher quality than Green's. And Green has killed 7 workers, both 6. Blue does have more workers on the field, but Green does still have a significant amount of free roosters coming on in. Currently has looks like 15 cows in these farms. This, of course, has 2 mining pits as well. So the resource collection should be very similar. We've got about 2,000 here versus opponents. Oh, almost at 27,000. Traders do provide a lot of income. They're very, very population efficient. That's their primary benefit, I would say, besides the fact you get gold without needing to mine. I would still recommend to go with the Stepper Dow over the Kurultai, just because it's, in case you lose your traders, you at least have a fallback plan for your gold collection. Let's redeploy the gear over here next to the boar. We got these archers now exposed to these Keshiks. He does have the +1 pierce armor. His opponent does have the +1 pierce damage. Do 2 damage per arrow against the Keshiks. Trader now receiving quite a bit of damage there. And there's these Sofa do get forced back there. More traders going down. This is why you should keep a small little garrison of spearmen next to the drop-off points. Got the Grand Phenolic corral going up, which will greatly improve the food collection of these cattle. Not necessarily doubling it, but pretty close to. Though it doesn't, the more food resource you get, it doesn't affect the 20 tick, but it does still improve the other passive income. Kesh now charging forward, does see a bit of fire there. The boar has been collecting up. He can collect up the rest of these forest puppers, and there's also some nearby berries, so there's plenty of food in this region still. And now they're being retasked onto the deer now. Over here, and that's another single Sofa advancing forward. And this is how to really annoy your opponent. Just send these individual units there to really annoy your opponent. You can't go for improved Yam network to get these guys a little bit of health regen to help recover from additional attacks. Now we've got the veteran Sofa research there. Kurultai now being pulled on the field. The Kurultai provides an aura benefit to improve your damage on your units, plus a bit of health regen, in-combat health regen as well. And that does affect also siege weapons, both the damage and the health regen. I find the Kurultai an excellent defensive emplacement or landmark. and an also excellent siege emplacement landmark. You use it to buff up your nearby siege weapons to bonus damage. Does kill his sheep there, and that was green, not his blue, so does kill off one of his sheeple. Kurultai to be redeployed in this sector. He does have the faster movement speed there. The Ovo has been redeployed somewhere. I'm a bit curious what research he's gotten from it at the moment. He does not have the Whistling Arrow nor the Raid just yet, and boy does he need some health regen there. Now trying to push for the Kurultai. He's eyeing for to go for the kill. He has a very good force here, Keshiks. There are veteran Keshiks as well. Does have the pierce armor and +1 damage. No hack armor yet, but there's a lot of villagers here and a lot of archers. Nothing to really punch them. A couple sofas here. Kurultai pushing far in, right there. His archers getting tied up on some other stuff. The Siren Trade Network's getting some good damage on him. Does have 7 damage per arrow for the extra arrows. And of course there's 10 of them there, so can do some decent damage versus these archers. If it doesn't automatically prioritize there. Some of these villagers going down, they get tied up there on the movement. Blue's archers now engaging Green's archers. We do have approximately 36 archers here versus 42. Mongol has more archers here. They are veteran, 8 damage. 8 damage as well, veteran. Both of them have... The blue does a little bit more pierce armor. The Kurultai now here providing some 20% increased damage, so he's a damage by 2. As well as getting some good health regen. Keshiks are being whittled down by the sofas. Trying to torch down the towns under there. May want to go for other structures, trying to siege down something for raid. Let's find some of these villagers. Green's losing a large number of villagers. Most of Green's villagers are now idle. Though we do have a bit of attacks here, counterattack there onto Blue's trade. Another big vulnerability, so both sides going to lose a lot of civilians. Gets a good health regen there. Kurultai provides good health benefits, so could catch Charles on fire in the future. Doesn't have siege engineers to blow out some battering rams quickly. Keshiks trying to engage these sofas. More sofas advancing forward. Keshiks are still outnumbered. Does have a small hit force there, including a handful of spearmen. Those are the same wounded spearmen from the beginning of the game. Now the Kurultai's back on off of Blue's army. He is trying to pull out another town center in the center of the map. You'll lose some of these traders. Sofa's trying to hit over here. No more traders in this region. Sofa's will find nothing. There's currently 16 traders on the map. Only 7 of them active. Got 11 Keshiks here versus these 15 sofas. Green has killed 47 workers, while Blue has killed 29. Both of them are battered, bruised, and beaten. And more of these traders going down. They're not being retasked. Oof. Blue's losing a large number of traders. I thought Green was going to be knocked out of the game, but he simply couldn't push forward with his trade going down like that. Kesh now engaging, getting overwhelmed by these sofas, just simply outnumbered. They're relatively similar quality overall. Got 20 damage versus 20 damage. Got, of course, 4 pierce armor, no hack armor researched by the Mongol, while veteran sofas do have their imported armor, so they're up to 5 hack armor. And they do have more health, but of course the Keshiks do have increased attack speed, as well as a bit of health per swipe. Archers now engaging on in. These guys have the 6 pierce armors, but veteran archers only do a handful of damage. The Kurultai's over here as well. That will give him greatly increased damage. Green's still down a lot of villagers, so is Blue. Oof, it's been bloody. Outpost will quickly go on down. The outpost has been set ablaze. Does go down there. Archers trying to get some damage, but they can be overwhelmed by the Sofas. They turn around. Just all the other reinforcements he's worried about. Blue has a larger military force in the field. It's just now engaging. The quality of the force, however, is very similar. The Sofas are higher quality than archers. Some of the Sofas starting to go down. The Curl Ties needs to be redeployed over there. Once you get the Curl Ties set up, these archers will do a significant more amount of damage. About double damage versus the thanks to the armor of the Sofa being overcome. And the Catch is getting some good damage there and health regen. Got more Sofas here, taking out more traders. Oof. And remember as well, traders they're expensive. But their base cost is 60-60. At the Silver Tree, it is 60-36. So 96 versus 120. But still, and as well. So each of these higher village account there are higher cost workers. Sofa still posing a big problem for Blue. He needs just spearmen. And Sakira's trading up with a whole bunch of spearmen. Blue trying to collect those wood. He has a good number of pastures on the field, enough to support about 30 villagers. Green's not going for some poison arrows. The Mongol player is going for crossbows, so there's another good counter to deal with these Sofas. And more traders going down. The Khans in this region as well. Another Khan does have these two crossbows in this region. Does use the defense arrow there, not the arrow, but does go ahead and get some good damage there. And seeing it's only 5 seconds of for the arrow times, he does not improve arrows there, so that brief defense arrow is probably a bit more useful. Green's Sofas, mostly Sofas, has half Sofa, half Archer on the field. So on advancing forward, there's a good number of towers in this region, being upgraded with Spring Golds. Still, these Sofas here getting some more villagers kills. Ooh, he's almost at 90. Does hit that crossbow first, very good. Crossbow does go down. More of these traders starting going down. It's a wounded trader there. How many active traders are there at the moment? He does have 16 traders on the field. Only looks like 6 active. Not sure where all the other idle traders are at the moment. Outpost seeing a bit more fire there. It's just an arrow slit there. This one's collecting the forest puppers. Needs to gear needs to be retargeted towards the berries. More traders going down. Just needs spearmen in this region. Another Keshik does go down there. There's only 2 crossbows here. These villagers would like to go down as well. Right now, Green's at 103 workers killed. Blue's Archer still dancing around. Thinks that Yam Network's able to move around pretty quickly. Right now, 1.44 tile speed. The Curl Tie is not sure where it's at the moment. Now it's outside the Yam Network there. Reduces movement speed. Sofas have been cleaned up, so as all those villagers. Another wave of Keshiks push way forward. When advancing forward, they got this single arrow firing away along with Spring Gold. These villagers need to get inside of something, perhaps the town center. A little bit safer in there. Takes out those sofas there. Does take out that outpost there. Able to take out that sofa. Blue does have 103 workers at the moment. Does have 2 town centers for extra villager queues. Right now, Blue has a smaller military force. How many traders he has at the moment? Apparently 20. It says not a whole bunch of active traders, so I'm not sure what's going on right there. I don't see a lot of idle up here either. So maybe there's some bugs there. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe it's active traders within 8. Okay, it's active traders between these individual ones. That's what's going on. So he has a good amount of trade going up, but the problem is he's not stationed force around here for spearmen. So now the Sofa's going to kill off another dozen traders. There's now fancy force well. He has to respond to here or up there. Can't respond to both at the moment. Spearman is getting annihilated. May want to get inside the town center to get its arrows firing. So right now these forces are getting picked off one at a time. More traders going on down. Just try and charge him forward. Now some of these villagers are getting hit by these sofas as well. More spearmen, more archers, more man-at-arms trying to advance more crossbows, bit and mix of everything. Got a couple safe gold deposits there in case he needs to fuck those up instead. He does clean up some of this harassment force there. Bonnie gets a good number of spearmen to protect his trade. But needs them now down here. Khan's been rebuilt there. A large number of idle villagers here. Blue only has a slight village advantage, and for all the free resources that the Malian's getting, these village advantage not being that great. He didn't actually go for a mining pit over here as well. This force is not really engaged, getting picked apart. Spearmen charging forward. Of course, archers do bonus damage here. Up here, more sofas. Single sofas are causing him some issues as well. These villagers or spearmen getting big damage there onto these sofas, quickly taking them out. Now, Green's trying to pull out a forward keep here, trying to secure up this gold deposit for his own usage. 6 sites been captured with Green as well. He has 1 villager on the monk on the field. Do have 3. Okay, it's EM. He does have 3 relics claimed as well. A single sofa still causing some issues. Taking out another villager there, or trader. He's so far killed 156 workers, which at least 120 of those were the more expensive traders. Spear advance forward. Let's get a spear brace there. Takes out that single horseman. Now let's keep them reading. He does have access to siege engineers, so he can pull out everything, including the proof of siege engineers. Rolltide now advancing forward. He may be eyeing for a siege location. Mangonels can outrange the arrows of a key. Malian player has a larger force deployed on the field. Most of them are now archers there, since the opponent's deploying a large number of spearmen to deal with all the sofas. He's now deploying a large number of archers to engage all the opponent's spearmen. Also, they do decently well versus Mongol archers. Now some of these more traders there. Going for a large number of towers here. He's really trying to eye for defensive spring golden placements. He has a large amount of stone as well. He's not been investing it. He could upgrade his economic text with that. Bill's not being pursued. Not sure what Green tried to go for a keep here to deny his opponent's trade. Good attempt. And these villagers have gone down. And does get another kill there on the sofa with the sofa. He could potentially go for improved Realm Network there to get these traders some health regen, as a large number of them are quite wounded. And there's still a single silver here. It's going for a large number of trade, or not trade, outposts here. This one's pretty damaged. I'm going to get that repaired up sooner rather than later. We have some battle rams here. Prototype getting some good health regen. There's our sofa there. Very good. These sofas will find a large number of crossbows. Those are not villagers. Downside does get garrisoned up there, but get torched down by these sofas. When those villagers start going down, Banner Room trying to push forward, it can be torched down by these villagers. And these villagers will go knocked down, apparently. Let's see what Ovo research says he has. Doesn't have any additional Ovo research. Prototype's been redeployed on the front line. Very close, so he'll give some good health regen. And Blue does back on the game now. Just lost too much trade. This is Anna Great saying thank you for watching, and on to next replay. And before we start the next replay, I do need the restroom. Please give me one moment. Alright, sorry about that, I am back. Let's see. Game. Oh, nope, those are the same players. Cast up quite a bit of Mulligan today, so let's try to find some other replays. Not interested in any 2v2s at the moment. Let's just find a different player at the moment. Oh yeah, I already went through his replays. Let's take a look at his Smurf account, apparently. I don't know if I can learn how to copy and paste. We got some replays here. 19 minutes. 11 minutes. 14 minutes. 14 minutes. 9 minutes. 20 minutes. 17 minutes. 21 minutes. We could try that one. 12 minutes. Let's just do it. Make sure I can see the rumble. Good. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another HPyres 2 or 4 replay. Spawn on bottom right side is a Cyan Roost. We have Galloys, Unti Owns. Not sure what's the clan tag. But spawn on top left side is the Blue Abbasid Dynasty. We have Non-Boiling Oil. So, since we do have a Roost player on the field, let's switch out of caster mode there so we can see what his trade bounties look like. Blue does have a scout over here. Does not find these forest puppers just yet. Signs find these forest puppers there. And find these ones. Very good. Of course, there's still probably some wolves along the map, like there. He does find a wolf there. There's actually a pair of wolves. And we'll start killing off some of those Zodiac doggos. More of them have been found. There's another one there. Very good. Blue does find himself a wolf there. More wolves. More wolves. And now we've got the House of Wisdom going up. We do now have the Kremlin now available. The House of Wisdom came out a little bit late. But the Kremlin now is being built up quite quickly. If he's only for that many villagers on the Kremlin, he may be eyeing for some early knights. Some early knights. And let's go over each player can deploy on the field. Roost can deploy out, of course, with the Kremlin, some militia, as well as some early knights. The early knights are, of course, very reasonable, similar to royal knights. And the Abbasid Dynasty player, of course, can deploy out spearmen to engage those early knights, as well as potentially reduce their damage output with the camel archer. Likely the Roost composition would be Archer, Early Knight. His opponent will probably put out Spearmen, a couple Camel Archers, and well some Archers of his own. Could go for some Horsemen to gauge his opponent's Archers. But that's my general guess there. The Roost player now has 290, so he does reach tier 2. He may get some more wolves. I don't see any wolves on the field. If he finds a couple more, he could potentially kill 4 in order to get out tier 3 without needing the high trade house, but he likely still will go for it either way. Blue's not eyeing for a lot of stone there. He's eyeing for additional town centers. So is Cyan. So both players are not eyeing to be aggressive at the moment. Got 4 being harassed there. Blue has gone from the military wing. There's a small force of unupgraded archers and spearmen. Cyan has already gotten out his wood chopping upgrade as well as a wheelbarrow. The Kremlin is in range of the lumber camp here, so he will get some extra wood drop off. This is in tier 2. He will also get faster food collection as well. And with the nearby hunting camp, we'll get a bit of gold collection. So he has all those resources being improved, barring the stone, while the Abbasid Dynasty, once he gets up to 10 structures on the field, he of course will get 15% collection rate in all resources. Let's see, how much does he have? Still hasn't reached it just yet. Needs 2 more structures. He may want to build out a quick house or a lumber camp. Scouts now trying to shank those archers there. Got science villagers here. He's trying to pull out towns that are probably near these. Oh no, trying to pull it right there. But you could draw boar into this region as well. As well as he will have a nice safe location to collect up those forest puppers. He can also collect up the gold and berries in this region as well. Archer's down to 4 health there, so the scouts just need to get 2 more stabs. They will go down. Now 3 more. Spearmen are here. He could overrun the spearmen. Does try to bring in the boar as well. Cyan has a handful of archers here for defense. One spearman does go down. 1 archer has gone down. Cyan has a force of 8 on the field, but 2 of them which are scouts. 6 archers. His opponent has a force of 4, 2 which are scouts. Now I got these scouts trying to stab some of these villagers there. The archers actually getting some decent, reasonable damage. These archers trying to advance on forward. Does pull back individual villagers as they start getting wounded. Now we focus on this archer there. Does see a bit of fire there, drawing the fire away from these villagers for the time being. Do now have a boar, push away forward, try and get some damage there onto these villagers. There's 10 villagers here, a little bit too many. And in fact, this villager almost goes down. Does go down to the boar, so he does actually lose a villager to the boar, which does count as a villager kill for his opponent. Boar is now being collected, and it looks like they will be, after collect the boar, they will be tasked onto the berries. He's now has a hunting cabin there, going for survival techniques, improve the collection rate, collecting up the boar and deer. Who has deployed out another town over here next to the berry bushes, and with the nearby mill, they will of course improve the capacity. Scout push my forward, signs I to get some damage on in. And now we've got a wooden fortress here. He may be eyeing for a proxy wooden fortress to get some damage done. Let's get some damage there. Archer see a bit of fire. We do now have textiles and wheelbarrow being researched by Blue. Very nice. Science now going for his level 1 food tech. You could garrison the wooden fortress here, and perhaps get it upgraded as well. Archer trying to advance forward. Let's get a good damage there. Takes out one of the villagers there. Very nice. Does see a bit of fire there. 7 archers are inside. He may want to go with the arrow selection, but also increase the range of the arrows as well. Blue may not be able to see this. Switch out of this for the time being. Also see the trade bounty for the time being. 365. Yep, with one board down. Does spot, the horseman definitely does spot the wooden fortress now. And does get out on the cabin there. And now he's going to try to claim up the... Oh, he's trying to claim these deer right there. He's now going for the arrow slit research. And has 8 archers in this region. He has a good number of burly knights here as well. 2. Finds a good archer hit there. Takes out one of those villagers. The town center arrows do have a range of... I could read in time, gave him the wrong one. 2 of those archers do go down, however. Arrow slits has been researched, which improved the range of the wooden fortress by 1, as well as give them 1 damage. Looks like he's just slightly out of range. You could try building another wooden fortress there to slowly siege on the town center of arrows. Blue has a large number of horsemen advancing on forward. These others trying to back off to this town center there. There's not enough room for everybody here, though. Far from it. The cabin does not go down, does provide 11 gold per minute, which is a nice amount, and now we do have the high trade house being flown field. And it's being flown out over here. This is a decent spot for it. Maybe a little bit more over here is a little bit better. Of course, it does allow him to get some good gold generation. Actually, a lot of gold in this region as well. Good spot for the Roost player to set up comb. His opponent, most gold deposits over here, does have 1 gold deposit over here as well. As plus some palisade walls. Horsemen now being pursued by these early knights. Blue does have more villagers at the moment as well. Looks like Science does well another town center. There's actually, oh, I just realized it's not the primary town center, that's actually additional town center. You now have a battering ram being put on the field. Probably a good idea not to put these guys over here. Just abandon the wooden fortress. Does get in full garrison, but the battering rams in the region this can quickly go down. He's focused on the archers right now. His archers going to get overrun by these horsemen, and they're being passed the wrong way, so they got a rip apart. Got a massive wave of militia trying to advance on forward. We're able to force away the horsemen. The militia could take time to destroy the battering ram. Trying to repair up the wooden fortress now. Battering ram does go down, does save the wooden fortress. Wooden fortress being repaired on up. Let's get some good damage from these forces as well. More horsemen push way forward. And Blue's pretty far away from Castle Age. Remember as well, you can't just throw Absent-Dynasty, you can't simply just throw more builds to build. There goes all the militia, however. That was a majority of Science force. But Blue needs an eye for Castle Age. You can't simply just throw a lot of villagers on Landmark to get it built up quickly. He has to take the long, slow research time, which also does not occupy any villages, so they can continue doing other work. And it's probably a good idea for the economic wing to get out the, not only the, primarily for the improved villages gather rate from farms. Time starting to advance on forward with these horsemen and knights. Veterans getting some good hits there on the wooden fortress now. The Science force, he is severely outnumbered. And nor does he have the quality just yet as well. He does have knights, regular knights on the field, which can really hit the spearmen hard. But right now, he is having a big mass production issue. Does get some spearmen here. Those knights are slowly being picked apart. He's going for the horse archers. Horse archers are pretty good. This wooden fortress will go down. These horses archers are just being rallied forward. Now it's engaged in close range, and they will see bonus damage from these horsemen because they do bonus damage range. They don't care if they're on foot or on horseback. Does have some warrior monks now put on the field. The high trade house is currently providing 167 gold per minute, as well as provide some additional forest puppers. And militia will die from dysentery. Another hunt camp going on up, trying to collect up the rest of these deer. Not a large number of them on the field. Actually, there's another carcass there. Archer will be taken out by that horseman. And that horseman will go down. Cultural wing now being researched. Science still has a significantly less military force in the field. Horse archers are good. They hit hard. The mobile, perfect item to go along with this with your knights. Warrior monk eyeing for this relic here. I'm not sure how many relics he's claimed, just the one. None picked up at the moment. Science gold mine can be hit by these horsemen. Warrior monk now seeing some hits there from these horsemen. Horsemen are going to be trying to hit these villagers once again. There's a scout spot for these horsemen. Horsemen see a bit of fire there. They're being warded away, and now Blues and Castle Age eyeing for some. Does take out the warrior monk there. Knights will hit these horsemen, no problem. We'll need to take time to build some more palisade walls there. It does interrupt that palisade wall. No. It does have another warrior monk at the build queue, going for Boreal's Fortitude. Very nice. As well as textiles. Got a big line of walls now going up. Knights and horse archers will find some of these villagers. Horse archers do, as I mentioned beforehand, horse archers do hit hard. They have 12 damage. They have slightly less range than regular archers. Don't attack as fast, but they do hit hard, so they're good against armored targets. And they also only cost, they have wood cost rather than gold cost as well. Perfect for the Rus, who has the wooden fortress effect for these lumber camps, getting some more wood drop off.
Каков приказ?
Let's get a good hit there. These horse archers now, or horsemen, just trying to run around. Knights do get some good damage. And does pick off all those horsemen now. Blue's now face forward has a good number of veteran horsemen, as well as spearmen and archers. The spearmen are just hardened. The veteran spearman research is on the way. Has a good number of these spearmen as well. Signs now trying to pull out Magadel, which is very good. But it is going to be deployed on the front line there, and could it be quickly sniped? In fact, the siege workshop may go down before it comes out. Do got a single camel archer here, very good. Militia charging forward as well. Maganel does not get pulled out on the field, which is actually very problematic for the Rus player. Blue has a massive force of 72 units versus currently 37, 7 of which are militia, which are freaking very quickly. Got another siege workshop there, trying to go for another Maganel. Maybe a little bit, it takes a long time to pull out. Cam Archer does go down, which will allow these horse archers to get some good damage on these forces there. Horse archers now seeing quite a bit of fire. Side's not backing off. He's starting to get overran, trying to save his villagers who are trying to go on the wooden fortress. No spring guard upgrade onto them just yet. Militia holding a line, trying to pull back these spearmen. The horsemen do go down. Knights charging forward, trying to deal with these spearmen. The spearmen still pose a massive threat. Reinforcements streaming on in. Signs out the minimal force there. Another Maganel halfway on being built. Needs to be pulled. Perhaps not. It needs to be pulled on this side that hit these archers. Permanently getting some good damage. Does have a 9 damage per arrow, Bard's primary arrow. Blue's battering ram now in the front lines there. Maganel on field, but has no escort here and will be quickly poked down by the spearmen. That's probably going to be game. And that is the end of the replay. This is Anagrid saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Let's see now. If I remember correctly, that was probably the only replay of decent length. Yep. So let's go and find another player. Only 2v2s, all of them pretty old. That's one. So just 2v2s. Let's see, let's go to the Smurf account that's listed. Hidden. This name, however, may be too common. Yep. Probably not the correct one either way. Oh. Could have sworn I copied, but nope, sometimes it doesn't listen. Hidden. 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 Maybe this one? Yep, this one. Level 20 and that high? And outdated. Hidden. There's just a better way to find replays. And we could do English mirror. I don't really like mirror matchups, but I may need to do it. Another English mirror matchup. Here we go. This should do fine enough for now. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another HBars 4 replay. Spawn on the bottom left side as the red English with Divine DFP. Spawn on the top right side as the green Rus. We have a foreign name. Let's see now, English versus Rus. English, of course, and Feudal Age can deploy out, well, even Dark Age can pull out mana arms, as well as Longbowmen. Longbowmen, of course, have a very good unit, even versus more heavily armored units. Rus, of course, can pull out some early knights, which should be very effective at sustaining a bit of longbow fire, but of course he'll have to deal with all of those spearmen he likes to fight against. Likely the English player will not go for mana arms in Feudal Age, will probably go for spearman longbow, and the Rus player will likely go for archer knight likely in Feudal Age. That's my sort of guess. And let's go and see how it continues. Since we do have a Rus player on the field, let's back on out. Select the Rus player so we can see the trade bounties. This map, if I remember correctly as well, is not really great for Rus and the trade bounties. Whoops, sorry, I hit my microphone. There's a lot of small deer deposits. This one has not been spotted. This one has been claimed for there. This one has been claimed. I think the Rus player has gone for 3 scouts. Red has gone for 2. Trying to find some of these more Zadok doggos. There's not a lot of wolves on this map as well. There's one up here that somebody could claim. And none right there as well. A little bit sparse there. He's only at 200 bounty. Killing off 1 boar will get him to tier 3. He's definitely going to need to go for boar relatively sooner rather than later. And we do have the Kremlin not being deployed on the field. Green Scout looks like will win out. Does pull back the last moment as well. Green does find another exotic doggo, which will put him to 225 if I remember correctly. And Green Scout does go down. Oh, that's a different scout. Wait. Oh, there's red scouts as well, so they're both scouts went down. So that's what happened. These deer haven't spotted as well. And we've got a big deer deposit and small deer deposit there, so English player may want to go for a town center here, but usually I see a lot of English players tend to skip the second town center and go straight for the King's Palace for additional villager production. Of course, got the council hall going up. I think good amount of wood there. The Kremlin. I wonder. See that. You may want to get a line of buildings over there to get over here because there's a lot of wood back there, and this is pretty far forward. It's mainly here to help secure up this gold deposit. Because you have to deal with the English longbow, which are a very powerful asset in Feudal Age. Red is eyeing for additional town center. And he's pulling out right there next to this gold deposit. Green Scout will spot this, so he knows it's safe to go for another town center. His town center is almost complete. It is complete. There's also a nice stone deposit near this town center as well. Going for the gold deposit as well. Forest puppers being claimed. But both sides eyeing for a bit of eco. Scouts trying to shank each other. Now got the survival techniques being researched by Green to get some more food collection from deer. With only one large deer deposit, it may be not that great, though he still needs to go for 4. I don't believe he's at 250 trade bounty. Yeah, he's at 225. One boar was sent over quite significantly. He may want to... Oh, there's a horseman deployed by Green, not even an early night. Now got early night and archers being pulled up by the Roost player. Electric is slightly in favor of Green. Red's going for heavy and farms right now. He can, of course, claim these forest puppers, but the farms of this age does provide just as fast collection as deer right now. And the fact that English does get these farms for much cheaper, 37. He's able to get a lot of good food and economy going very quickly through those fact civilization bonuses. Going for some palisade walls there. He's not even going to touch the deer this game, looks like. Red has not deployed out any sort of deep military units at the moment. He knows against Roost. The chance of Roost pushing out some early knights early on, it's in the name. It's going to happen. And we do now have, does get inside the town center there. Does have, of course, 2 arrow primary attack there, getting some extra damage. But now these villagers are might have trouble collecting this region there since he needs to go. Okay, that is something I was not expecting. Do not have the White Tower going up very, very early on. And usually supposed to people for the King's Palace, so do now the White Tower being pulled on now. That's the defensive landmark. And more the back area as well, not towards the front to protect the very laney central part of the map. Interesting. He may be eyeing to really clear out this forest there, and he's really trying to keep it secured up the White Tower, I guess. The White Tower is now complete. He can pull out the English can pull out everything from their keeps there, including siege weapons. So you could go for a quick mangonel if you had enough wood. So it's not pulled out any military units whatsoever. I trade house pulling quote over here. He probably could have put it more inside his own wood line, but he's actually going for mass hunting cabin there to get some good gold generation over here. Interesting. So he's just going to try to claim up perhaps wood along the flanks, I think. I'm not sure. Both are just playing a little bit off, in my opinion. That's 2 monasteries. He's heavily going to try to guide for those relics. Interesting. Do now some English knights being employed on the field. So it looks like they're going to fight knights against knights. That's going to be an even fight. He, of course, can deploy out crossbows quickly from the council hall. Maybe go ahead to mix in some spearmen. He's going for the early man-at-arms upgrade to replace the vanguard man-at-arms with early man-at-arms. Got now the knight upgrade, upgrading early knights to regular knights. English players being very defensive at the moment. Let's go and fast forward a little bit. Now we do have crossbows and knights advancing forward. Good combination against his opponent's current composition. Do now got pierce armor and pierce damage researched by Green, and Boyar's Fortitude has wheelbarrow and level 1 wood and level 1 gold. Over here we do got level 2 wood, level 1 gold, level 1 food, as well as wheelbarrow. No weapons research. Red Scout will spot all of this. Green Scout is not in the reach as well. Red Scout goes down. Red's losing some crossbows foolishly. Horseman charging forward as well. Does lose one of his crossbows there. Crossbows not being focused. The wounded one's not being focused down there. Red's crossbows trying to get some hits there on these early knights or regular knights. Getting some good damage onto them. And some of these knights are starting to go on down now. We've got some palisade walls being pulled on out. Let's get a line of militia being pulled on out by the Rus player, so they're going to be pushing forward now. There they are. Scout will go down. English not going for some pierce damage. We got crossbows being pulled out by the Rus player as well. And we've got those militia now dying to dysentery. The English player has 66 villagers, the Rus player has 69. It's hard to say who has better income at the moment. We got 60, 60, 100, 200, can't speak. About 2,500 resource income. Over here, we do have about 2,800. Thanks to the increased wood drop off by the wood. But the English player does have more food collection with his farms. Bit of passive gold generation by the Rus player. It's been doing a good job with that. And now the Rus player is claiming, has come to relics. English players claimed up one. Archer getting hacked apart by these men-at-arms. The men-at-arms, of course, can get a lot of armor. They can, if they are fully researched in this age, they get up to 8 armor. Warrior Monk was seeing a bit of fire there, crossbows engaging. Some of these red man-at-arms being taken apart. He's now not going for any knights, he's going for crossbow man-at-arms at the moment, which the green crossbows will still be useful in either composition. Red is playing this relic as well, or picked it up, or walk it back home. Green's trying to put some palisade walls there, but failed. More man-at-arms being pulled on the field. Man-at-arms are not very gold intensive. 120. Red is eyeing for some palisade walls over here. Green is now eyeing for some sacred sites as well. That Warrior Monk is severely damaged. High Trade House. The Forest Puppers being collected. Another relic being claimed. This will be up to 4 relics for green. Red has claimed up this sacred site there with a monk or a relic. He could potentially... He's going straight for the monk or the relic there. If it doesn't go for conversion there, no way it would pass off anyways. The Rus player has now pulled on Mangonel. Very, very nice. Warrior Monk charging forward. He may be eyeing to pick up that relic. Does go down to the crossbows. Nice small hit there. Large some of these main arms are getting quite damaged from the crossbows. Right now, Red has 10 crossbows on the field. Green has gone for 18. And we do have this Mangonel pushing way forward. Crossbows get some hits there. Mangonel's pushing way forward. And now we've got the second site being decaptured by the Rus player. Relic is very exposed, get a bit of splash damage there. 2 Mangonels now pulled on field. Not looking good for the English player. These Mangonels will cause some massive issues. Got a wooden fortress here, not being upgraded at the moment, just primarily just here for spotting. Large number of English man-arms pushing forward from torch down while this stuff. Mangonels will not be able to range up these men-arms over there. Arms push away forward, trying to get some good damage. Let's take out that Warrior Monk. We do now have the Wooden Forces being upgraded, Spring Gold emplacement, but it's probably a good idea just to cancel it. This thing's going to go down very shortly. Got now the Knight's Face forward, gets good charge attack there. Let's get some great damage there. Battery Ram push away forward as well. Does save the Wooden Fortress. Magano finds a good volley there with those Man at Arms. Got a good number of crossbows here to hit these knights as they push on forward. Man at Arms trying to push on forward. Will be taken out there. Maganos do get some shots there. Wooden Fortress does have now the Spring Gold emplacement. And could perhaps stand to get rid of some repairs. His Maganel's going to cause some big problems, as well as now the Banner's going to push it forward. They'll be able to take out this outpost there, which means the network castles will go down. Maganel's try to hit some hits there under those crossbows. Very nice. Network castles have gone down. Man at Arms being ripped apart. Spring Gold engaged in the way. Green's now eyeing for a forward keep here. I think that's a little bit too far forward. Maybe a good idea to just go right there. He's trying to stop this gold being collected. This gold deposit here is still obtainable. Red's gaining that stone. Let's take out one of Green's Mangonels there. Green's Spring Gold's push right forward. Red's Spring Gold's at full health. Red's village is facing forward. Bit of damage here, including on the housing. Bit of home wreckers those battery rams are. Red's Mangonel does go down. Green's still at full health. Green's battery rams pushing forward. Red's Mangonel's charging forward. Green's Spring Gold will get direct hit down to that. Spring Gold. Mangonel does not fire a shot there. Spring Gold's in pursuit. Green's another shot charging way forward. Let's get a small splash hit there. Keep going up. Gets a good hit there. Now the housing's starting to get hit there. This Red does have plenty of spare housing there. The forward farm may be under siege now. Red's crossbows pushing forward. There's some longbowmen here to support out as well. They'll be used versus these archers. They do decent damage versus these knights. They only have 1+1 pierce armor. These veteran longbowmen have 10 damage moments, so they would do 5 damage per arrow against these knights. Oh, sorry, I just saw your Rumble comment. You want the original game, which is the modern skin. That would be. Then you should look into H-Fires 2 Definitive Edition. There's also H-Fires 1 Definitive Edition. Those are 4K HD textures onto the original games, and they look very nice. They're available on Steam as well. We got the crossbow now firing away against these villagers. Spring Gold emplacement going up. White Tower Iron to pull out some more Man at Arms. Got Boiling Oil there. Got Spring Gold and the Castle Watch. Green's position is quite good. Red does have a superior number of military on the force, but Green has a massive value advantage. 9,000 versus nearly a little less than 4,000. Spring Gold's now hitting the farm. It does have 50 pierce armor, so giant bolts don't exactly take out wheat all too well. Probably very accurate. He's now advancing along the flank. This area is a little bit exposed. The palisade walls were all destroyed, actually. There were some. Villages are going on down. Does see a nice charge attack there. Green has got out textiles there. Constant arrows are now firing away, as well as the white towers. Now Green has all sacred sites there. Gains a good gold generation. Fire armor going on up right around here, which will be a good spot for his siege workshops. And now got the counterweight trip chasing massive fire there. Back on off. Spring Gold's trying to find another volley. Green has a good number of crossbows here. Red's crossbows can be overwhelmed by these forces. Green's Horseman still alive as well, which does do bonus versus range. So it may go down to one last arrow. No, it does not. Warden Fortress now set ablaze. Man arms charging forward. Two trebuchets on the field trying to hit these castles. Big Mangonel hits there. Man arms see a bit of fire there. Crossbows and longbow advancing on forward. Green's now advancing forward with a large number of siege weapons, including Spring Golds, Batter Rams, and Mangonels. Third and fourth Spring Gold advancing forward as well. Man arms trying to counterattack. Got some crossbows here in Knights. Good hits there by the Mangonels. These man arms are quite wounded. The keep will get some good damage onto them. Multiple man arms from the field. Sacred Side victories doing quite well. 8 minutes remaining. Bruce Players now in Imperial Age is going for the veteran portion research, as well as more damage. Excuse me. That sneeze was trying to come out for a long time. Grave Chase gets a good damage on the keep. It's now set ablaze. Villagers trying to push forward, trying to get some repairs. There's actually a gate here to help them out with that. But looks like they will get out damage with the repairs. Red's not forward with a massive force. His quality of force is quite low, but has a very large number of them. Man arms push way forward. They currently have 7-8 armor. Crossbows advancing on forward as well as nice hits there on these lone man arms. Keep now down to minimal health. Mangonels do get some small splash hits there. The villagers will go down. The villager count is quite even at the moment. Now got some Schulte on the field, a very powerful range shoot to hit everything in front of them. The best way to deal with its point of longbows. Ooh, that's a lot of damage though, and those Mangonels are going to eat the longbows. Horsemen and Knights advancing on forward, gets a good damage there. Trebuchets fires, does get a good hit there. Gets some good damage there, and Red does back the game now. It's Anne Great saying, thank you for watching, and on to next replay. Before I start the next replay, I do need to use the restroom again. Please give me one moment. And here we go. Let's see, was any more replays? Was Cats by him? Not a whole lot here. It was the pit. Here we go, got a 33-minute one. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another HPARS 2 or 4 replay. Spawn bottom left side as the Red English with Divine DFP. Spawn top right side as the Blue Mongols. We have Air Shun. Interesting name. Let's see now, English versus Mongols. English course can deploy out longbowmen as well as some vanguard and early man-at-arms. Both pose a big threat. The Mongols, of course, can pull out Magadai as well as Man-at-Arms. Magadai are useless in most situations, especially versus Longbowmen. So it's likely going to come down to Keshiks and how he uses them. Likely Longbowmen are going to pose a big threat. Probably going to be Longbowmen Spearman infantry composition versus Keshiks and potentially archers to support them as well. That's just a guess. If he deploys out mass man-at-arms, it's probably just go for mass Keshiks. Do now have an early pasture now deployed on field. I need to get out some more sheeple. Both deer deposits over here are relatively safe position, so he could potentially also pull out the silver tree over here, deploy out, collect out the deer, get outposts near them, and that would be a 2-for-1 special.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's all.
English player almost has enough food. Now can go to the next stage. We do have the deer stone being deployed field, not the silver tree. Deer stone does give him a free Yam network immediately, which will also slightly boost the villager collection rate. While it's mostly good for collecting up the wood, increase their movement speed to help collect wood. Of course, we got the council hall over here. Mining camp going up. Looks like the English player is eyeing for additional town center, not eyeing to be aggressive. So it's up into the Mongols' core. The ball's in Mongols' core in order if he wants to be aggressive. He does pull out his gear over here. This town center is not exactly very well placed, is it? He may want to take time to redeploy the town center to be next to the wood and the gold. You of course have an archer range on the field. He may be eyeing for some archers. Nope, he's going to redeploy it over here, which could be archers, could be for Magadai. Magadai have a very small window with actually useful in the early game. In the Imperial Age, they can be useful as well when they get fully teched up, because when you get the +2 range of the Magadai, they get some decent, like up to 6.5 range. Longbowmen do have 7 range. A little bit less, but it does also allow the Magadai to be a bit more effective, also hitting various targets. Got an early blacksmith there. He may be eyeing for pierce damage. Council Hall, he's likely going to pull out some longbowmen. Does get a second town center there. They're pretty close to each other. The Mongol players are pulling out a large number of archers. Well, second archer range here. He hasn't realized his opponent's being eco, not aggressive. Most English players tend to be aggressive. You also have some early mills being put on the field, and these are going to be very well protected at these nearby town centers. He's going to go for a massive eco play. He will have an immense economic collection rate. Archers advancing on forward. The Mongol player is going to be severely behind in economic. He's going for engineers, just regular engineers, not improved engineers at the moment. After getting research, he may want to repack up the blacksmith put over here. He doesn't want to get any other research after that. It's easy for English to go up for their farms. They're incredibly cheap at 37 wood per farm. The mill cost still costs a standard 50, and so the equivalent amount of farms versus they can get 3 farms and a mill for not 3 farms and a pasture costs 150 wood. It's just incredibly expensive compared to what the English can deploy out. You can go for just 3 farms, and they'll be cheaper than 1 pasture, and they'll have the same support rate. And they just put a mill next to it, and then they get immense gathering rate, in which there's no way the Mongol will catch up with it. So he has to be either be incredibly aggressive. He's pulling out some banner rams here. He'll soon have enough wood to get out additional banner ram. He's going just eye for 2, going for his pierce damage research as well. Doesn't have to go for improved engineers just yet. They only cost stone this moment, and won't be able to make use of it until the next age. Bandit's now push way forward, going for another batter ram there, trying to keep his archers nearby so he can go ahead and perhaps hit these villagers. Does go ahead and back on off. This battering ram's being a little bit stupid, being near that gold deposit. Let's get out of this town center. Just going to just sacrifice the town center. Do now the white tower going up. Got fast castle for the English player with still no military force. He has 3 longbowmen. No research by the Ovo just yet. And you could actually get some good damage on these farms. Remember as well, farms do also provide a raid bounty. If these batteries could just start setting these farms alight, that could be incredibly good. You could finish off this battering ram. It's almost complete. It's going straight for the white tower. For the council hall, he actually needs to go for these battering rams. It's going to give him, if you take out just set ablaze with 3 of these, that could give him a quick 150 resources. English players lacking any sort of military force here. The council hall is actually in big threat of going down, actually. Villagers do find a volley down the Khan. It says he has defensive arrow available, but he's not been castle age. There's always a little bit of bug in the replay system, because I think the English player is technically selected. Council halls will be destroyed. He has a good number of archers here. He needs man-at-arms to build these archers. And we'll find this gold deposit there. Good number of getting hit. One of the landmarks do go down, and now he'll start setting ablaze to these farms. This battery ram needs to be tasked to hit these houses as well. Farms only have 300 health. So the villagers getting hit as well. They can time to now try to torch down these batter rams as the archers advance, just moving forward. Trying to hit the knight now, just lure knight, go straight for those villagers. There's just a lot of fire coming out. These knights are archers getting just so quickly overwhelmed. And these archers getting quickly overwhelmed as well. That is a white tower, so that is a keep. There's just a lot of archer fire in this region, to say the least. Let's get some good torching on these farms there. These batteries probably did pay for themselves all the raid bounties. But it made a profit, they had to improve raid bounties. Takes out another farm there. Though the English farms, of course, are quite cheap. Force down that one. 2 of them are now down, and this last one is down as well. It'll take a bit of time for the council hall to be repaired on up. Could just send 1 villager repaired up. It's not. It's supposed to be important. The Mongol player has a minimal force on the field. The English player is going for more knights, so probably some more spearmen being ordered. Now he's eyeing for the Separate Out, which is a good gold landmark to improve the drop-off rate of this gold deposit. And he's going to collect a minimal amount of gold here as well. We also got already a now absurd number of pastures here. The villager count is quite even, so he's killed off enough villagers to even out. Both players are not in a good position overall. The Mongol player is lacking a lot of production structures. He has a couple archer ranges, that's it. He needs to get out some crossbows as soon as he can. Let's take a scout there, which actually is important. And he does see these knights here. And the Khan will go down. He's going for mass, there's a pair of barracks there, going for a 3rd archer range. He's got some crossbows and spearmen. Crossbow spearmen is probably a good combination against these knights he's going to be fighting against very soon. 2 crossbows and all the build queue. Green has been, or not green, Blue has been maintaining expenditures of his stones, so he doesn't have any additional resource he can get at the moment. You're now the blacksmith repacking up over here, has reset up the pasture away from it so he can get there. And the Ovo is actually expired. You can always put a monastery there and go through the next age to get out to the replacement for the Ovo. But right now it's going to maintain good sheep collection. A bit too many sheep are being collected. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's enough for 40 villagers worth of villager collection at the moment. That's a little bit too much. He only has half of that. He does have spearmen now being part of the field, but they're only regular spearmen, not even hardened spearmen. Hardened spearman research has been complete, and he is now the elites or veteran spearman there. Crossbows finding good volley there. There's 90 villagers back there, so in the pastures do have minimal health. Not necessarily minimal, 750, but that can easily go down. Now it will make us Blue know that his opponent's going for relics. Has Red deployed another town center. Red has deployed out another town center. Got a good number of knights in this region. Blue's being defensive. He's worried about those knights. He has no mounted units to move around with. He's going for his own man-at-arms, which will be inferior to the English man-at-arms when they get fully upgraded. Right now, the English player is deploying up minimal forces. Has 2 monasteries there. He is eyeing to be a bit greedy to claim these relics. We'll spot all these pastures here. Does pack up the blacksmith. He's eyeing for another Ovo now. Trying to torch down some of these pastures. Spearman will get some good damage onto them. The Ovo does go down. He sees that gone. Not sure if that means much. But these spearmen are getting overwhelmed. They're not elite or veteran spearmen. And so now these pastures will be start going down. He needs more spearmen. More villagers being tasked on to the sheep now. He does mass pick up these pastures there. It's going to be a pain in the butt to get them all replaced. They need to work on quality of life on the Mongol structures. They are not fun to move around. There's a reason why people just rather build new structures than rather than migrate around with them, because it is not convenient. You have to select each individual structure, deploy, select another structure, deploy, select another structure, deploy. You cannot select them, and if you try to smash select them all and do it, it only just does one, and you can't tab through all of them. They're not, I believe that they could. Oh, they're migrating to this over there. Good micro there. If they were to make it so it's a single entity cast rather than group cast, it probably would help them out. I'm not sure if they have that capability in Age of Empires 4, but that's how it works in Company Heroes 2 when it comes to this engine. But now these pastures are able to retask a bit more properly there. There's probably still a good number of sheep there. He has 40 villagers in this region. Yep, he has no idle village at the moment. He does have some more sheep here. Zolok Dog gains some bites on the monks. Does get his 4th relic reclaimed. And now the Mongol player's eyeing to go for another advance. He's pulling out some more battery rams here with his forces. And he does have the torch there. He probably has his area spotted. Red has not really put up much military force on the field, so Blue has a pretty significant force, including a good number of crossbows to engage these knights. Now deploying out a large number of Magadai. Interesting. He may be eyeing to rush forward. Magadai are actually, their best usage is actually hitting villagers and traders. So they can just task them to run through a farming line and they can take them all out and do a drive-by. Veterans getting overran. Got some spearmen here. They are veteran spearmen. It is hitting some of these villagers over here. Very good. Agonals or Spring Golds getting some hits there on these battering rams. Got battery ramp here. We'll be able to get some good torch damage. We'll be able to get some good raid bounties here. Wonder if he has that researched. No, he does not. This would have been a very heated technology for him to pick up a bit of time ago. Got the man-at-arms, engage the man-at-arms. The English man-at-arms do have the armor-clad research. And those man-at-arms do not have a hack armor research as well, so they're going to take a lot of damage from these opposing man-at-arms. Couple spring balls here getting hit. Those armies will be cleaned up, but he has more reinforcement on the field. He could perhaps push forward the Khan, get the defensive arrow going. Doesn't have the whistling arrows or the improved whistling arrows at the moment. Couple forward siege workshops being pulled up by blue. Interesting. Even though he can pull out these units forwardly, he does not have the improved siege workshop. Does only cost Stoneform at the moment. Step Redoubt has been redeployed over here. Got more archer ranges being put on field. More longbowmen will be very useful versus opponent's composition, since this guy has a lot of crossbows. And his main arms is higher quality than his opponent's main arms as well, so you can go from man at arms, longbow. Blue may want to eye for some mangonels. Got some spring golds here. Crossbows getting hit by the longbows. Blue's man at arms are moving around. Of course, secret fire there. Start engaging, but blue has more man at arms engaging red's man at arms. These man at arms getting hit by blue's crossbows. And now the English longbow is starting to get overran. They can still do some decent damage to these man at arms. Do 4 damage per arrow. Spring golds is going to shoot against them. We've got the Magnadai and the Khan moving around the flanks. There is a little bit of breach here from the exploit, but maybe built by the time they get over there. Blue's army starting to back on off. Magnadai gets good hits there onto these villagers. They do ghost everything in time, but there's still a breach there. He can focus on the single wall segment there. It only has 12 health. It can quickly go down those Magnadais. Does get some good hits there. Does take out one of the spring golds. Both sides have lost spring gold. Blues does get the sword draw there, but his does take it out before receiving any retaliation. Magnadai now charging forward. They could potentially hit these longbowmen. He's trying to skirt around. He's trying to get a good engagement there. Trying to hit those opponent's villagers. There's all exposed farms there, so this is one of the few times the Magnadai can be very useful. Outpost now seeing some fire there. And pack up the siege workshops and get on out of there. Blue's backing off this force. Khan and Magnadai should really eye to engage. I'm not sure what they're doing at the moment. Yep, deploys on another gear. It's easier to pull out gears from trying to redeploy with them. Siege workshops now see a bit of fire there. He could try to let them go down, create it for a bit of time. Better Magnadai pushing it forward. They do have their their damage upgrades, as well as pierce armor. They do have very good rate of fire, but the range is very, very low at 3.5. They need to get up to, they basically need to get up to Imperial Age to get up to their 5.5 range, which is slightly better than regular archers. But right now, their 3.5 range is really, really pathetically poor. Now we're going to see these guys push up forward. All you need to do is not necessarily attack villagers, but simply give them move order to go over here. Find some hits there on these villagers. They do have textiles research, so they have 50% more health. But none of those villagers have gone down. Now even out the villager queue, Blue's back or front line over here is starting to disintegrate. Sheep are still being brought on in. Some of these pastures started going down. Those pastures are a big problem. He needs some mangonels. So these Magnadai are starting to get hit. Man arms charging forward, but there's a lot of crossbows, and as well as longbowmen get some good damage. Those crossbows trying to get some damage on in. And does get a bunch of Megadel on the build queue. These Magadai do escape on out of there. They did just get some great amount of kills there. Blue has killed a good number of villagers. The Blue's now ahead on the villagers. But right now, his opponent has better economic collection rate due to the fact how the mills are just very, very powerful. While he only has the base upgrades, no stone research in any of them. Springald's don't kill the Springald while under fire like that. Meganel's pushing forward, gets good hits there. Man arms to take out that Springald there. That Springald either got cancelled or destroyed by the Springald over here. Meganel finds a good hit there. More man arms being pushed on forward by Blue. If needs something, I suppose. Spearman will just get ripped apart by his longbowmen. Finds another mining, does find this mining camp there. We'll be able to get some of those villagers. And arms being just enough. Probably could get some Keshiks instead overall. That should be a bit more durable. And arms push away forward. Find some more of these villagers there. Who's doing a good job of hitting these villagers with the Magadai. We got 4 Mangonels here. That's very, very powerful. And the Magadai do fall back in time. Now you notice also there's no walls over there, so Crest uses it as another breach. Springald push away forward. That could be overwhelmed by the Mangonels. Asher starting to go on down. Springald and Mangonels push way forward. Takes out one of the Springalds there. Massive hit there on those man-at-arms, annihilating them. Long his man-at-arms push on forward. Long those Zorbalaz shots there, keep long his crossbows and Springalds push forward to engage opponents in force. Allows his Mangonels to get a lot of damage on these forces. They're going to overkill that man-at-arm. Yep, really overkilled that one. Does get the good kill on that one. But he needs more front line. These Magadai and the Khan could push on forward. Does use the arrow research, but he's out of their archers there, and the Mangonels cannot be affected by the arrow research. Springald's getting some good damage as well. He has a lot of siege bolts. Good hits there onto the longbowmen, annihilating them. Blue has a smaller force in the field, but it's a high value siege force. And these man-at-arms streaming one at a time will get ripped apart by the crossbow and by the Springalds. This is one of the few times where Springald's able to be useful against infantry because they're just poking at these units that they come in one at a time. Does have a Springald in place. We're going for fortified outposts. He hits there on these villagers. Springalds annihilates red Springald there. Man-at-arms not pushing forward, but the Springalds need to stand and fight against the Man-at-arms in order so the Mangonels can take them out. That's what I'm trying to say. It's okay if they take hits. It's the Mangonels you don't want them to take hits. The English player needs to take time to regroup. Got 5 Springalds, 5 Mangonels. Blue needs more of a front line. He's going for more Magadai to hit his opponent's economy. There's no palisade walls over here. Some idle villagers. max out that mana arms. Mangonel's not getting, receiving some hits there. Spring Gull's taking them out. Taking out those mana arms quite easily. Crossbows are had to stand and fight. Spring Gulls are exchanging fire. Man arms gain some damage around Spring Gulls. May take out one of them. More mana is pushing forward to be able to save the Spring Gulls or Mangonels. Mangoneyes getting ripped apart by the Spring Gold emplacement. Blue's Mangonels have mostly gone down. Got some more crossbow and man arms here. Blue's lost a number of Mangonels as well. Finds a good hit there on the longbows. Finds good hits there on the longbows with the Mangonels. Looks like I got 4 more Magadai on the field somewhere. Blue's running low in gold there. He's going to need to reposition. Maybe I better go to that one rather than this one. A bit farther away means maybe a little bit safer. Blue has a massive reserve of resources. You may want to go eye for Imperial Age rather than soon. The Cognic Palace would be very useful in that situation. Some good hits there. Magadai receiving a bit of fire there. Khan's here to support as well. Of course, Magadai do horrendously bad versus mana arms. They have, of course, 8 pierce armor. These Magadai have 8 damage, so they do 1 damage per arrow. He could try getting a battering ram over this region, but looks like it's abandoned for the time being. Blue has a much smaller force in the field. He's eyeing for more mana arms, more crossbows. His production is not that great. He does not have the improved military academies, just the basic military academies. He actually has a lot of stone for it, so should be able to get it. He has 1,000 stored up stone. Another wave of Mangonels. Finds some massive hits there on multiple of these mana arms. These Spring Gold receiving some fire there. And arms over here starting to go down. Get some damage on this Mangonel. Does take out Spring Gold and a Mangonel. That Mangonel does go down to the Spring Gold. Blue's mana arms push way forward. Got the Magadai advance along the flank once again. And this force could potentially hit this force significantly. Blue needs to focus on defense over here. He's hitting those sheep a little bit too far forward. He lost a number of the pastures. He could throw some more, he could perhaps get a gear over here and start collecting up the berries. There's also a safe berry deposit back here if he's having trouble getting his guys maintained. Yeah, let's go for this farther one here. Let's go for an outpost and going for a stone deposit there. Good hit there. Mangonels are starting to go down. Magadai will find these villagers there. Does use the arrow. Pasture's starting to go on down. Red has a massive force here. This force has been done nothing. All those mana arms go down, and blue does back out the game now. It's Anagrid saying thank you for watching, and on to next replay. Now, that's probably going to be our last replay for tonight, so everyone, thank you for watching, have a good evening, and get some good rest.